Hello, dear friend. This evening, your journey leads you far beyond the busy towns and quiet valleys, climbing slowly along a peaceful mountain road. The air grows cooler with every gentle turn. Tall pine trees stand like silent guardians, their branches swaying softly in the evening breeze. Far below, the world begins to fade into a blanket of rolling clouds. As the last golden rays of sunlight touch the distant peaks, you arrive at a small wooden chalet resting peacefully on the mountainside. Its windows glow with a warm amber light, welcoming every traveler who comes seeking quiet rather than adventure. A narrow stone path leads you toward the front porch. Tiny alpine flowers bloom gently along the edges, adding small touches of color to the cool mountain landscape. A lantern hangs beside the old wooden door, its soft light dancing with the breeze. You pause for a moment. The mountain air is wonderfully fresh, carrying the clean scent of pine, wild herbs, and cool stone after a peaceful day beneath the open sky. Somewhere nearby, a small stream trickles gently over smooth rocks. Farther away, the faint sound of cowbells drifts through the quiet valley below, slow and comforting. You place your hand upon the wooden railing of the porch. The timber feels smooth and cool beneath your fingertips, shaped by many peaceful seasons of wind, rain, and gentle snowfall. Above you, the evening sky slowly changes from soft blue to shades of lavender and deep gold. One by one, the first stars begin to appear. The mountains stand quietly all around, strong yet peaceful, asking nothing from you except to slow your breathing and simply enjoy the stillness. You gently open the chalet door. A comforting warmth greets you immediately. The soft glow of lanterns fills the room beyond, while the quiet crackling of a stone fireplace welcomes you like an old friend. You step inside slowly. The door closes gently behind you. Outside, the cool mountain breeze continues its peaceful journey through the pine forest. Inside, a calm evening is just beginning. And somewhere high above the clouds, your quiet night at the mountain chalet is ready to unfold. The warm hearth. The quiet click of the wooden door fades behind you. For a gentle moment, you simply stand still, letting the warmth of the chalet welcome you. The cool mountain air slowly leaves your coat, replaced by the comforting heat of a stone fireplace nearby. Golden flames dance softly behind a protective iron screen, filling the room with a calm, steady glow. The scent of burning pinewood drifts gently through the air, blending with the faint aroma of cedar beams and freshly baked bread. Everything feels peaceful. Nothing asks to be hurried. A woven rug stretches across the smooth wooden floor, its soft texture warming each step as you walk farther inside. Large timber beams rise above you, supporting the high ceiling with quiet strength. A pair of comfortable armchairs sit beside the fireplace, covered with thick wool blankets in warm earthy colors. Between them rests a small wooden table. Upon it waits a simple clay teapot, a steaming cup of herbal tea, and a tiny vase holding fresh alpine flowers gathered from the nearby hillside. You lift the cup carefully. The gentle fragrance of chamomile and mountain herbs rises with the warm steam. Taking a slow sip, you feel a pleasant warmth spread through you, as comforting as the fire itself. Near the window, a wooden shelf holds a few well-loved books, a lantern, and a small carved pine tree, polished smooth by careful hands over many years. Beyond the glass, the mountains are becoming silhouettes beneath the deepening evening sky. The first stars shine quietly above the snowy peaks. Inside the chalet, the fire continues its gentle rhythm. The logs crackle softly. The lantern glows. The tea remains warm in your hands. You settle into one of the armchairs, wrapping a soft wool blanket around your shoulders. The chair welcomes you with quiet comfort. For a little while, there is nothing to do, nothing to finish, only the peaceful sound of the fire, the warmth of the room, and the quiet feeling of being exactly where you are meant to be. Evergreen tree fire hot beverage. The panoramic mountain balcony. After finishing your warm cup of tea, you notice a pair of tall wooden doors beside the fireplace. They open onto a wide mountain balcony. You turn the brass handle gently. The doors swing open without a sound. A cool evening breeze greets you, carrying the fresh scent of pine forests, wild lavender, and clean mountain air. You step outside. The balcony stretches along the front of the chalet, built from weathered timber that has stood through many peaceful seasons. A comfortable wooden rocking chair rests beside a small table. A soft wool blanket has been folded neatly across its back, waiting for the cool mountain evening. You settle into the chair. It rocks almost silently, moving with the gentle rhythm of the breeze. Far below, the valleys are hidden beneath a sea of white clouds. Only the highest mountain peaks rise above them, glowing softly beneath the fading light of sunset. The sky becomes more beautiful with every passing moment. Golden light slowly melts into gentle shades of pink, lavender, and deep blue. One by one, tiny stars begin to appear above the distant mountains. Somewhere across the valley, a small wooden chapel rings its evening bell. The sound drifts gently through the cool air before fading into the peaceful silence. Nearby, pine branches whisper together with every passing breeze. A small bird settles quietly upon the balcony railing for just a moment before gliding gracefully into the forest below. You rest your hands upon the smooth wooden armrests. The timber feels cool, solid, and comforting beneath your fingertips. There is no rush here. The mountains have been standing patiently for countless years. They seem to remind every traveler that peace is found not by moving faster, but by slowing down enough to notice the quiet beauty already surrounding you. As the last glow of daylight slips behind the distant peaks, the lantern beside the balcony door begins to shine a little brighter. Its warm light gently follows you into the calm mountain evening, where the quiet sky above the clouds feels wonderfully endless, and every slow breath becomes just a little deeper than the last. Sunrise evergreen tree crescent moon. A simple mountain supper. The evening air has grown a little cooler. With one last peaceful glance across the quiet mountains, you step back inside the chalet. The warmth of the fireplace welcomes you once again. Its gentle crackle fills the room with a calm and familiar rhythm. Nearby, a small wooden dining table has been prepared for a simple mountain supper. A linen cloth rests neatly across its surface. A lantern hanging above casts a soft golden light over every detail. You take a seat by the window. Outside, the first stars now shine above the dark mountain peaks, while inside, everything feels warm and inviting. On the table sits a bowl of creamy vegetable soup, still gently steaming. Beside it is a slice of fresh country bread, warm from the oven, with a small piece of mountain butter slowly melting across its surface. A wooden plate holds a few slices of mild cheese and several fresh berries gathered from the nearby hillsides. At the center of the table rests a small pot of warm herbal tea, filled with fragrant mountain mint and chamomile. You pour yourself a cup. The gentle aroma rises with the steam, fresh and comforting. Taking a slow sip, you feel the warmth settle quietly within you. Outside the window, the wind moves softly through the tall pine trees. Their branches sway together in a slow, peaceful dance. From somewhere far below, the little stream continues its gentle song as it winds through the valley. Inside the chalet, the fire glows steadily. The lantern shines warmly. The simple meal asks for nothing except your quiet attention. Each bite is slow. Each moment feels unhurried. There are no clocks to watch. No busy streets. Only the quiet comfort of good food, warm light, and the peaceful company of the mountains. As supper comes to an end, you gently place the teacup back upon the table. The evening feels even quieter now. The chalet seems to settle into the calm rhythm of the night, inviting you to continue your peaceful journey, one gentle moment at a time. Stew teapot, snow-capped mountain crescent moon. The quiet mountain library. After your simple supper, you carry the last warm sip of herbal tea across the room. The chalet has become wonderfully still. The fire continues its gentle crackle, while the lanterns fill every corner with a soft amber glow. Near the far wall, you notice a tall bookshelf built from old mountain pine. Its shelves are lined with carefully arranged books, their worn leather covers showing the quiet passage of many peaceful years. Beside the bookshelf stands a comfortable reading chair, placed near a wide window that overlooks the moonlit mountains. A thick wool blanket rests neatly across its arm. You settle into the chair. It feels soft and welcoming, as though it has been waiting patiently for another quiet evening. Choosing a single book, you gently open its first page. The paper carries the comforting scent of aged parchment and cedar wood. The book is filled with simple stories of mountain life. There are gentle tales of peaceful shepherds, quiet forest paths, clear alpine lakes, and long winters spent beside warm fireplaces. Nothing dramatic, nothing hurried, only calm moments that unfold as slowly as the mountains themselves. Every few pages, you pause. Not because the story is difficult, but because the silence beyond the window is just as beautiful. The moon now hangs above the snowy peaks, bathing the landscape in a soft silver light. The pine trees sway gently below. Somewhere in the distance, the faint sound of a small waterfall drifts through the cool night air. Inside, the pages turn one by one. The fire glows quietly beside you. The tea has grown pleasantly warm rather than hot. Everything moves at its own gentle pace. You begin to realize that this little library is not simply a place for reading. It is a place for slowing down, for letting every thought become lighter, for allowing the peaceful rhythm of the mountains to quietly settle into your heart. And as another page turns beneath your fingertips, the evening grows even calmer. As though the entire chalet has become a quiet story, waiting to gently carry you toward a peaceful night's rest. Crescent moon books snow-capped mountain. The gentle snow begins. As you carefully close the book and return it to its place on the shelf, the chalet grows even quieter. The fire continues its slow, comforting rhythm. The lanterns glow softly against the warm wooden walls. Drawn by the peaceful silence outside, you walk toward the large window once again. The mountains stand beneath a sky filled with quiet stars. For a few gentle moments, everything is perfectly still. Then, almost unnoticed, the first tiny snowflake drifts past the glass. Another follows. Then another. Before long, countless delicate flakes begin to float gently from the night sky, moving so slowly they seem almost weightless. It is not a heavy snowfall. Only a soft mountain snow, calm enough that each flake can be watched as it dances through the cool air. The pine trees gradually gather a light blanket of white. The wooden balcony rail becomes dusted with fresh snow. Even the stone path leading to the chalet begins to disappear beneath the quiet covering. You unlock the door and step onto the porch for just a moment. The air is crisp and wonderfully fresh. A single snowflake lands gently on your glove before melting almost instantly. There is no wind now. Only silence. The kind of silence that seems to belong only to snowy mountain nights. Far below, the valley has almost vanished beneath a blanket of clouds, while above, the stars continue to shine between the slowly falling snow. You take one slow, deep breath. The cool mountain air feels pure and peaceful. After a quiet moment, you return inside and close the door softly behind you. The warmth of the fireplace embraces you once again. Outside, the gentle snowfall continues without hurry. Inside, the fire crackles softly. The lantern glows warmly, and the little mountain chalet feels even cozier now, wrapped in the quiet beauty of the season. Where every falling snowflake seems to whisper the same gentle invitation. To slow down, to rest, and to let the peaceful mountain night carry you gently towards sleep. Snowflake Snow-Capped Mountain Fire Crescent Moon. Crescent Moon Season 2, Episode 8. The Mountain Chalet. Part 7. A sky filled with quiet stars. The gentle snowfall slowly begins to fade. One by one, the last delicate snowflakes settle upon the pine branches, leaving the mountain wrapped in a peaceful blanket of white. You open the chalet door once again. The night is wonderfully calm. Fresh snow softly cushions every step as you walk onto the wooden balcony. The world feels quieter than ever. The mountains, the forest, and the valley all seem to be resting together beneath the stillness of the evening. Above you, the clouds drift away. Little by little, the night sky reveals itself. A few bright stars appear first. Then dozens more. Soon, the sky is filled with countless tiny lights, shining clearly in the crisp mountain air. Without the glow of busy cities, every star seems brighter than the last. You settle into the wooden rocking chair, wrapping the warm wool blanket gently around your shoulders. The chair moves ever so slightly with your slow breathing. A lantern beside the doorway casts a soft golden glow across the snow-covered balcony, while the moon paints the distant peaks with gentle silver light. Far below, the valley is hidden beneath soft clouds that look almost like a peaceful sea. Only the highest mountain tops rise above them, quiet and timeless. A faint breeze brushes through the snow-covered pines. The branches whisper softly before becoming still once again. Somewhere in the distance, a tiny owl offers a single gentle call, reminding you that even in the quietest night, the mountains are peacefully alive. You lift your eyes toward the sky once more. There is no need to count the stars. No need to search for familiar patterns. Tonight, it is enough simply to watch them shine. The longer you sit, the slower your thoughts become. The quieter your breathing feels. The peaceful mountain night seems to stretch endlessly in every direction, asking nothing from you except this one gentle moment of stillness. Wrapped in warmth, surrounded by snow, and beneath a sky filled with quiet stars, you begin to feel as though the mountains themselves are softly keeping watch. Patiently, peacefully, until sleep finds you high above the clouds. Milky Way snowflake snow-capped mountain. Crescent Moon Season 2, Episode 8. The Mountain Chalet. Part 8. A quiet bedroom above the valley. After spending a peaceful while beneath the stars, you rise slowly from the rocking chair. The blanket slips gently from your shoulders as you fold it neatly over the chair once more. You take one last look across the moonlit mountains before stepping back inside the chalet. The warmth welcomes you immediately. The fireplace continues its gentle glow, and the lantern beside the doorway shines with quiet comfort. At the end of a short wooden hallway, you notice a simple pine door standing slightly open. You walk toward it without hurry. Inside, you find a cozy mountain bedroom. The room is beautifully simple. A handcrafted wooden bed rests beside a wide window overlooking the sleeping valley below. Soft linen sheets, a thick wool quilt, and two fluffy pillows are arranged with quiet care. A small bedside table holds a glowing lantern and a tiny vase filled with dried alpine flowers. Their gentle fragrance blends with the comforting scent of cedar wood drifting through the room. You walk to the window. Outside, the fresh snow reflects the silver light of the moon. The pine forest stretches peacefully across the mountainside, while the valley remains hidden beneath a blanket of soft white clouds. Everything beyond the glass feels calm. Everything inside feels warm. You gently touch the wooden window frame. It feels smooth beneath your fingertips, polished by many peaceful winters. The quiet crackling of the fireplace reaches the room from down the hallway, blending softly with the distant whisper of the mountain breeze. No loud sounds. No hurried footsteps. Only the slow heartbeat of the chalet, resting peacefully among the peaks. You sit quietly on the edge of the bed for a moment. The mattress settles gently beneath you. The room seems to invite you to leave every thought behind, just as the mountains have quietly left the busy world far below. You take one slow breath, then another. Outside, the stars continue to shine above the silent mountains. Inside, the lantern glows with gentle warmth. And little by little, the cozy bedroom begins to feel less like a place you have arrived, and more like a peaceful home waiting quietly for a restful night high above the clouds. Snow-capped mountain crescent moon bed. Crescent Moon Season 2, Episode 8. The Mountain Chalet. Part 9. The Attic of Mountain Memories. The bedroom has grown wonderfully quiet. The lantern beside the bed glows softly, while moonlight continues to rest upon the snowy peaks beyond the window. As you look around, you notice a small wooden ladder tucked neatly into one corner of the room. It leads to a tiny loft beneath the sloping roof. Curious, you climb slowly. Each step gives a gentle, familiar creak, blending peacefully with the quiet sounds of the chalet. At the top, you discover a cozy little attic. The ceiling is low, shaped by the steep mountain roof, and a small round window looks out across the snow-covered valley. Moonlight spills gently through the glass, filling the room with a calm silver glow. Around you are a few old wooden chests, neatly folded wool blankets, and hand-woven baskets resting quietly against the walls. Nothing feels forgotten. Everything has been cared for with quiet affection. On a small shelf, several simple keepsakes catch your eye. A smooth stone from a mountain stream. A tiny wooden carving of a pine tree. A pressed alpine flower preserved between two pieces of glass. And a little brass compass whose surface has grown beautifully worn with time. Beside them rests a leather-bound journal. You open it carefully. Its pages hold short reflections written over many peaceful seasons. A quiet sunrise above the clouds. The first snowfall of winter. The gentle ringing of distant cowbells on a summer evening. The comfort of returning home after a long mountain walk. There are no grand adventures. Only small moments, lovingly remembered. You close the journal with a gentle smile. Perhaps the mountains have always taught the same quiet lesson. That life becomes richest when we learn to notice its simplest moments. For a little while, you remain beside the round window, watching the moonlight rest upon the silent valley. The chalet breathes peacefully around you. The mountains stand patiently beyond. And in this tiny attic filled with gentle memories, the quiet night feels wonderfully complete. Crescent Moon Snow-Capped Mountain Open Book. Crescent Moon Season 2, Episode 8. The Mountain Chalet. Part 10. The Fireplace Lullaby. As you carefully place the journal back upon the shelf, you make your way down the little wooden ladder. The attic grows quiet once again, keeping its gentle memories safe beneath the sloping roof. Below, the chalet is wrapped in a peaceful silence. The lanterns glow a little softer now. The night has settled comfortably around the mountains. You return to the sitting room, where the stone fireplace still burns with a calm, steady flame. The armchair beside it seems to be waiting for you. You settle into its soft cushions and pull the warm wool blanket gently around your shoulders. The fire crackles quietly. Each glowing log releases a gentle warmth that fills the room without hurry. Golden light flickers across the wooden walls, making the chalet feel even cozier than before. Outside the window, the snowy mountains rest peacefully beneath the moonlight. Fresh snow sparkles like tiny crystals, while the pine trees stand perfectly still in the calm night air. Inside, everything moves slowly. The flames rise and fall. The lantern sways almost unnoticed. The quiet ticking of a small wooden clock blends softly with the gentle rhythm of the fire. You close your eyes for just a moment. The warmth reaches your hands. Your shoulders begin to relax. Your breathing grows slower with every peaceful breath. The fireplace seems to sing its own quiet lullaby, not with words, but with the comforting sounds of glowing embers and softly settling wood. There is nothing to think about, nothing waiting to be finished. Only the gentle warmth surrounding you, the peaceful mountain night beyond the windows, and the quiet feeling of being completely at home. As the fire continues its slow, soothing dance, the cozy chalet seems to whisper that every long journey eventually leads to a place of rest. And tonight, high above the clouds, that peaceful place is here, beside the warm glow of the fireplace. Fire snow-capped mountain crescent moon. Crescent Moon Season 2, Episode 8. The Mountain Chalet. Part 11. The Moonlit Window. The fire has become a bed of glowing embers. Its warmth still fills the chalet, though the flames now dance more gently than before. You rise slowly from the armchair and walk toward the large window. The room remains wrapped in quiet golden light, while outside, the mountains rest beneath a sky filled with stars. You unlatch the window just a little. A cool breath of mountain air drifts inside. It carries the clean scent of fresh snow, pine forests, and distant cedar trees. The curtains sway softly. Nothing more. Nothing less. Just a quiet reminder that the peaceful world beyond is still awake. You rest your hands upon the smooth wooden windowsill. The wood feels cool beneath your fingertips, polished by many quiet winters. Beyond the glass, the valley lies hidden beneath a blanket of silver clouds. Only the tallest mountain peaks rise above them, glowing softly in the moonlight like peaceful islands in a silent sea. The snow reflects the gentle light of the moon, making the entire landscape shimmer with calm beauty. Far away, a tiny mountain cabin glows with a single warm lantern. Its light is small, yet comforting, a quiet reminder that somewhere else, another peaceful evening is gently coming to an end. The stars continue their silent journey across the sky. The mountains remain still. The forest sleeps peacefully below. You take one slow breath. Then another. The cool night air feels wonderfully fresh, while the gentle warmth of the chalet remains close behind you. For a little while, you simply stand there, watching the moonlight rest upon the snowy world. No thoughts ask for your attention. No plans wait for tomorrow. Only this quiet window, this peaceful mountain night, and the calm feeling that everything is exactly as it should be. As you gently close the window once more, the soft glow of the lantern welcomes you back into the cozy room. Outside, the mountains continue their silent watch beneath the stars. Inside, the chalet holds its warmth with quiet kindness, ready to carry you through the final peaceful moments before a deep and restful sleep. Crescent moon snowflake snow-capped mountain. Crescent Moon Season 2 Episode 8. The Mountain Chalet. Part 12. The loft beneath the wooden roof. The chalet has become wonderfully still. The lantern beside the fireplace now glows with its softest light, while the last warm embers rest quietly within the stone hearth. You wander slowly through the peaceful rooms one last time. Near the end of the hallway, you notice another small wooden staircase leading upward beneath the sloping roof. Each step welcomes you with a gentle creak, familiar and comforting. At the top, you find a tiny sleeping loft tucked beneath the timber beams. It is simple, yet filled with quiet charm. A round window frames the night sky like a peaceful painting. Beyond it, countless stars shimmer above the silent mountain peaks. The moon hangs low, bathing the snow-covered forest in a soft silver glow. A cozy wooden bench rests beneath the window. Folded neatly upon it is a hand-woven blanket, its soft wool carrying the comforting scent of cedar and lavender. Beside the bench stands a small lantern, its golden flame flickering gently against the old wooden walls. A tiny shelf holds only a few treasured things. A smooth pine cone, a dried alpine flower, a polished river stone, and a small ceramic mug painted with delicate mountain wildflowers. Nothing here feels unnecessary. Every object seems to belong exactly where it rests. You sit quietly beside the round window. The cool glass reflects the gentle lantern light behind you, while outside, the mountains remain peaceful beneath the endless sky. A distant breeze moves softly through the pine trees. Their quiet whisper rises toward the chalet before fading once again into silence. You simply watch the stars. There is no need to count them. No need to search for familiar shapes. Tonight, it is enough to enjoy their gentle light above the sleeping world. For a few calm moments, the little loft feels almost suspended between earth and sky. A peaceful place where warm lantern light meets cool moonlight. Where every slow breath becomes softer than the last. And where the quiet heart of the mountain chalet gently prepares you for the peaceful rest still waiting below. Crescent Moon Snow-Capped Mountain Sparkles. Crescent Moon Season 2 Episode 8. The Mountain Chalet. Part 13. The bedroom above the clouds. Leaving the quiet loft behind, you descend the wooden staircase one gentle step at a time. The lantern below continues to glow softly, filling the chalet with a warm and peaceful light. At the end of the hallway, the bedroom door stands quietly open, as though it has been waiting patiently for you all evening. You step inside. The room feels even calmer than before. The bed has been turned down, its thick wool quilt folded neatly across soft linen sheets. The pillows look wonderfully inviting, carrying the quiet promise of a restful night. Beside the bed, the small lantern burns with a steady golden flame. Its gentle light falls across the wooden floor, while moonlight pours through the wide window beside it. Outside, the mountains seem to sleep beneath a blanket of fresh snow. The pine forest stands perfectly still, and the valley remains hidden beneath soft clouds that glow faintly in the silver light. You walk slowly toward the window. The glass is cool beneath your fingertips. Beyond it, The stars continue to shine with quiet brilliance, scattered across the endless mountain sky. There is no wind now. Only the peaceful silence that follows a gentle snowfall. It is the kind of silence that allows every breath to feel slower, every thought to become lighter. You return to the bedside and gently sit upon the edge of the bed. The mattress settles softly beneath you. The room holds a comforting warmth, while the cool moonlight continues to rest quietly across the quilt. A faint scent of cedar, pine, and dried lavender lingers in the air. Everything feels perfectly balanced. Warmth and coolness, light and shadow, stillness and gentle breathing. For a few quiet moments, you simply listen. The distant crackle of the fireplace, the quiet heartbeat of the chalet, the peaceful mountain resting beyond the window. It feels as though this little home, high above the clouds, has gathered every gentle comfort into one place. So that tonight, as sleep slowly draws near, you may rest beneath the stars, safe, warm, and completely at peace. Crescent Moon Snow-Capped Mountain Bed. Crescent Moon Season 2, Episode 8. The Mountain Chalet. Part 13. The bedroom above the clouds. Leaving the quiet loft behind, you descend the wooden staircase one gentle step at a time. The lantern below continues to glow softly, filling the chalet with a warm and peaceful light. At the end of the hallway, the bedroom door stands quietly open, as though it has been waiting patiently for you all evening. You step inside. The room feels even calmer than before. The bed has been turned down, its thick wool quilt folded neatly across soft linen sheets. The pillows look wonderfully inviting, carrying the quiet promise of a restful night. Beside the bed, the small lantern burns with a steady golden flame. Its gentle light falls across the wooden floor, while moonlight pours through the wide window beside it. Outside, the mountains seem to sleep beneath a blanket of fresh snow. The pine forest stands perfectly still, and the valley remains hidden beneath soft clouds that glow faintly in the silver light. You walk slowly toward the window. The glass is cool beneath your fingertips. Beyond it, the stars continue to shine with quiet brilliance, scattered across the endless mountain sky. There is no wind now. Only the peaceful silence that follows a gentle snowfall. It is the kind of silence that allows every breath to feel slower, every thought to become lighter. You return to the bedside and gently sit upon the edge of the bed. The mattress settles softly beneath you. The room holds a comforting warmth, while the cool moonlight continues to rest quietly across the quilt. A faint scent of cedar, pine, and dried lavender lingers in the air. Everything feels perfectly balanced. Warmth and coolness, light and shadow, stillness and gentle breathing. For a few quiet moments, you simply listen. The distant crackle of the fireplace, the quiet heartbeat of the chalet, the peaceful mountain resting beyond the window. It feels as though this little home, high above the clouds, has gathered every gentle comfort into one place. So that tonight, as sleep slowly draws near, you may rest beneath the stars, safe, warm, and completely at peace. Crescent Moon Snow-Capped Mountain Bed. Crescent Moon Season 2, Episode 8. The Mountain Chalet. Part 15. Goodnight. Until we meet again. The mountain chalet has grown completely still. The lantern beside your bed glows only faintly now, its warm light blending softly with the silver moonlight that rests upon the floor. Outside, the mountains stand peacefully beneath a sky filled with countless stars. Fresh snow blankets the pine forest, quiet and untouched. The cool breeze has settled. Even the tallest trees seem to be resting for the night. You lie comfortably beneath the warm quilt, breathing slowly and peacefully. There is nowhere else to be. Nothing more to discover tonight. Every gentle corner of the chalet has welcomed you with quiet kindness. From the warm fireplace, to the peaceful mountain balcony, the simple supper, the quiet little library, the gentle snowfall, the star-filled sky, the attic of mountain memories. And finally, this cozy bedroom above the clouds. Each moment has gently reminded you that true comfort is often found in stillness. In warm light, in fresh mountain air, in the quiet rhythm of nature that never asks us to hurry. The chalet seems to offer one final whisper before the night carries you into sleep. Whenever your heart longs for peace, these mountains will be waiting. The fireplace will glow once again. The lantern will shine softly beside the window. Snow will quietly settle upon the pine trees. And the mountains will continue their timeless watch above the clouds, just as they always have. Perhaps, on another peaceful evening, you will return to this little wooden home. Until then, may your sleep be gentle, your dreams be filled with quiet skies, and your heart remain as calm as these silent mountains. Thank you for spending this peaceful night at the mountain chalet. Sleep well, and when morning comes, the mountains will still be here, standing patiently beneath the endless sky, waiting to welcome you home once again. Good night, and until our next peaceful journey together. Crescent moon snow-capped mountain sparkles. End of episode 8. White Heart. Good evening. Tonight, there is nowhere you need to hurry. No list to finish. No busy roads to follow. Only a quiet path, leading toward a place where every flower blooms in peace. Take one slow, comfortable breath. As you exhale, allow the worries of the day to drift away like leaves carried by a gentle breeze. Our journey begins just before sunrise. The first light of morning is only beginning to touch the horizon. Ahead of you stands an elegant wrought iron gate, decorated with delicate patterns of climbing roses and graceful vines. Beyond the gate lies the royal garden estate, a place lovingly cared for over countless seasons. A place where every tree, every flower, and every quiet pathway seems to welcome visitors with gentle kindness. The gate opens without a sound. You step forward slowly. A smooth stone path stretches through beautiful gardens glowing beneath the soft golden light of dawn. Fresh dew rests upon emerald green grass, sparkling like tiny crystals. Rows of white roses bloom peacefully beside fragrant lavender. Colorful tulips sway gently in the cool morning breeze. Nearby, a quiet fountain sends clear water into the air with a soft, soothing rhythm. Small birds greet the new day with gentle songs from the branches of old oak trees. Butterflies drift lazily between the flowers, never seeming to rush. The air carries the comforting fragrance of jasmine, fresh herbs, and blooming roses. Everything feels calm. Everything feels wonderfully still. You continue walking at an easy pace, listening only to the peaceful sounds surrounding you. The sunlight grows a little warmer with every step. Golden rays filter gently through the leaves above, creating beautiful patterns across the winding garden path. In the distance, hidden among ancient trees and flowering hedges, you catch your very first glimpse of the grand estate itself. Its elegant stone walls glow softly beneath the morning sun. Tall windows reflect the peaceful gardens that surround them. For a quiet moment, you simply stand and admire the view. There is no destination waiting, only the gentle joy of exploring one peaceful corner at a time. And with a calm heart, you continue along the garden path, ready to discover the quiet beauty waiting inside the royal garden estate. Rose Herb Home. The Royal Garden Estate. Part 2. The Rose Walk. You continue along the quiet stone path. The morning air feels fresh and cool, carrying the delicate fragrance of thousands of blooming roses. Before long, the garden opens into a beautiful walkway unlike any you have ever seen. An elegant wooden sign stands beside the entrance. It simply reads, "The Rose Walk." You step beneath a series of graceful stone arches. Each arch is completely covered with climbing roses. Soft white blossoms mix with gentle shades of blush pink and warm peach, creating a peaceful tunnel of flowers. Tiny drops of morning dew still rest upon every petal, sparkling whenever the sunlight touches them. The path beneath your feet is smooth and quiet. On either side, carefully trimmed hedges frame colorful flower beds filled with lavender, daisies, and small blue forget-me-nots. A gentle breeze moves through the garden. The roses sway softly together, almost as if they are quietly greeting each visitor who passes beneath them. Nearby, a family of robins hops happily across the grass before disappearing into the flowering bushes. A pair of butterflies drift slowly from one blossom to another, never seeming to hurry. You pause beside an old stone bench. Its surface has been warmed just enough by the morning sun to feel pleasantly comfortable. Sitting for a moment, you simply listen. The quiet rustle of leaves, the distant splash of the fountain, the cheerful birdsong floating through the garden. Everything blends together like a gentle morning melody. Above, the sky is a brilliant shade of blue, with only a few soft white clouds drifting peacefully overhead. Sunlight filters gently through the rose-covered arches, painting delicate patterns across the path. For a little while, nothing else matters. There is no schedule, no destination, only the simple joy of being surrounded by beauty and stillness. Eventually, you rise from the bench and continue walking. The rose walk stretches gently ahead, leading toward another peaceful corner of the estate, where new flowers, quiet pathways, and calm moments are waiting to be discovered. With an easy smile and an unhurried step, you continue your peaceful morning journey through the Royal Garden Estate. Rose Herb Sun. The Royal Garden Estate. Part 3. The Lily Pond. Leaving the rose walk behind, You follow a narrow stone path that gently curves beneath the shade of ancient maple trees. The morning grows a little brighter with every step. Golden sunlight dances through the leaves, creating soft patterns upon the ground. Soon, you hear the gentle sound of moving water. Not the lively splash of a fountain, but the quiet ripple of a peaceful pond. As you round the corner, a beautiful lily pond comes into view. Its surface is as smooth as glass, reflecting the blue sky and the graceful branches that lean over the water. Large green lily pads float peacefully across the pond. Delicate white and pale pink water lilies bloom among them, their petals opening slowly to greet the morning sun. A small wooden bridge stretches gently across the narrowest part of the pond. Its polished rails feel warm beneath your fingertips as you pause in the middle. Below, colorful koi fish glide effortlessly through the crystal clear water. They move without hurry, their gentle rhythm perfectly matching the calm of the garden around them. Dragonflies drift gracefully above the lilies, their tiny wings shimmering whenever they catch the sunlight. Nearby, tall reeds sway softly in the breeze, creating a quiet whisper that blends beautifully with the peaceful sounds of the water. A pair of graceful white swans glide silently across the pond. They leave only gentle ripples behind them, which slowly fade until the water becomes perfectly still once again. At the edge of the pond stands a small wooden gazebo covered with flowering vines. Inside, a comfortable bench looks out across the water. You take a seat for a little while. The cool breeze carries the fresh scent of lilies, clean water, and blooming jasmine from the nearby garden paths. You breathe slowly. Everything around you moves with quiet patience. The swans, the drifting clouds, the floating lilies. Even time itself seems to slow beside this peaceful pond. After a few calm moments, you quietly rise from the bench. One last glance across the shimmering water reminds you that beauty often speaks in silence. With slow, gentle steps, you continue along the winding garden path, ready to discover another peaceful corner of the royal garden estate. Cherry Blossom Swan Herb. The Royal Garden Estate. Part 4. The Glass Greenhouse. Leaving the peaceful lily pond behind, you continue along a winding garden path. The soft sound of the water slowly fades, replaced by the gentle singing of birds hidden among flowering trees. The morning sun has climbed a little higher now, filling the garden with a warm golden glow. Ahead, beyond a row of neatly trimmed hedges, you notice a beautiful glass building sparkling in the sunlight. Its elegant roof and tall windows reflect the blue sky like crystal. A small wooden sign beside the entrance reads, "The Glass Greenhouse." You gently open the door. A wave of warm, fragrant air welcomes you inside. The greenhouse is peaceful and filled with life. Rows of flowering orchids bloom in soft shades of white, lavender, and pale pink. Small citrus trees grow in large clay pots, their glossy leaves catching the sunlight. Fresh herbs fill the air with the comforting scents of mint, rosemary, and lemon balm. A narrow stone path winds gently through the greenhouse, leading you deeper into this quiet little world. Tiny birds flutter peacefully beneath the glass roof before resting among the branches. Sunlight pours through the crystal clear panels above, filling every corner with a soft golden light. Near the center stands a small marble fountain. Water flows gently from one bowl to another, creating a calm rhythm that blends beautifully with the quiet hum of nature. A wooden bench rests beside the fountain. You sit for a while, feeling the gentle warmth of the morning sunshine upon your shoulders. Outside, you can see the garden stretching peacefully beyond the glass walls. Inside, everything feels wonderfully calm. The leaves move softly. The flowers sway gently. Even the air seems to breathe at a slower pace. You close your eyes for a quiet moment. The fragrance of fresh blossoms, warm earth, and green leaves fills each slow breath. Nothing asks for your attention. Nothing interrupts the silence. Only this peaceful greenhouse, where every flower quietly blooms in its own perfect time. After a few restful moments, you rise from the bench and continue toward another garden path waiting beyond the glass door. With every gentle step, the Royal Garden Estate reveals another peaceful place where nature and quietness live together in perfect harmony. Herb Cherry Blossom Sun. The Royal Garden Estate. Part 5. The Orchard of Gentle Breezes. Leaving the glass greenhouse behind, you step once again into the fresh morning air. The warmth of the greenhouse slowly gives way to a cool, gentle breeze that carries the sweet scent of ripening fruit and wildflowers. The garden path becomes narrower now, bordered by low stone walls covered with soft green moss. Ahead, rows of graceful trees come into view. A small wooden sign welcomes you with simple words. The orchard. You walk beneath the first arching branches. Apple trees stretch peacefully in every direction, their leaves glowing softly beneath the morning sun. Nearby, pear trees stand quietly beside cherry and plum trees, each one heavy with beautiful fruit. The branches sway gently whenever the breeze passes through. Sunlight filters between the leaves, creating delicate patches of light that dance across the grassy path. Tiny birds hop from branch to branch, singing cheerful little songs before disappearing into the canopy above. A family of rabbits quietly nibbles fresh clover beneath one of the old apple trees. They look up for a brief moment, then peacefully return to their morning. Everything here feels wonderfully calm. In the center of the orchard stands a weathered wooden swing hanging from the broad branch of an ancient oak tree. It moves ever so slightly with the breeze. You walk toward it and sit down. The ropes creak softly, not with age, but with quiet familiarity. The swing rocks gently back and forth, slowly, comfortably. Above, the leaves whisper together like old friends sharing peaceful stories. The fragrance of fresh apples, blooming clover, and warm earth fills the air with simple comfort. You take one slow breath, then another. There is no need to hurry. The orchard seems to remind every visitor that nature has its own quiet rhythm. Fruit ripens patiently. Trees grow one season at a time. The breeze never rushes. After resting for a little while, you gently step from the swing. One last glance across the peaceful orchard fills your heart with calm. The winding garden path continues beneath another row of flowering trees, quietly inviting you onward. With slow and peaceful steps, you continue your gentle journey through the royal garden estate, where every path leads to another quiet moment waiting to be discovered. Red apple shedding tree leaf in wind. The Royal Garden Estate. Part 6. The Garden Tea Pavilion. Leaving the peaceful orchard behind, you continue along a quiet path lined with flowering hedges. The gentle breeze still carries the sweet scent of apples, but now it begins to mingle with the delicate fragrance of fresh jasmine and chamomile. The garden grows quieter with every step. Ahead, nestled beside a small stream, stands an elegant open-air pavilion. Its white wooden columns are wrapped with climbing roses, while a soft green vine stretches across the roof, creating a cool canopy of leaves. A small wooden sign gently sways in the breeze. Tea Pavilion. You step inside. The polished wooden floor feels pleasantly warm beneath your feet. At the center of the pavilion, a round oak table has been prepared with quiet care. A porcelain teapot rests upon a linen cloth beside two delicate cups. Nearby, a small plate holds buttery biscuits, fresh strawberries, and slices of honey cake. Steam rises slowly from the teapot, carrying the comforting aroma of chamomile, mint, and a touch of wild honey. You pour yourself a warm cup of tea. The cup feels wonderfully comforting in your hands. Beyond the pavilion, the narrow stream flows gently over smooth stones. Its quiet melody blends perfectly with the songs of nearby birds hidden among the flowering trees. Dragonflies drift lazily above the water, while butterflies wander peacefully through the blooming garden. A light breeze stirs the lace curtains hanging between the pavilion's columns. They move softly, allowing patches of golden sunlight to dance across the wooden floor. You take a slow sip of tea. Its gentle warmth spreads through you, inviting your whole body to relax. There is no conversation to follow, no clock to watch, only the quiet rhythm of flowing water, the whisper of leaves, and the simple comfort of a peaceful morning. For a little while, you remain seated, watching tiny ripples travel across the stream before disappearing into the calm. The estate seems to breathe with perfect patience. Everything blooms in its own time. Everything rests without hurry. As your cup slowly empties, you place it gently back upon its saucer. One last peaceful glance around the tea pavilion fills your heart with quiet gratitude. Then, with slow and comfortable steps, you continue along the winding garden path. Ready to discover another gentle corner of the Royal Garden Estate. Teacup Rose Herb. The Royal Garden Estate. Part 7. The Lavender Meadow. Leaving the tea pavilion behind, you follow the gentle stream as it winds quietly through the estate. The afternoon sun has softened now. Its warm golden light rests gently upon the gardens, while a cool breeze keeps the air fresh and comfortable. The path soon opens into a wide meadow. Before you stretches a sea of lavender, blooming in endless shades of soft purple. Their delicate flowers sway together with every passing breeze, like gentle waves upon a quiet ocean. The fragrance is light and calming. It blends with the scent of fresh grass, warm earth, and the distant roses blooming elsewhere in the estate. A narrow stone path leads peacefully through the middle of the lavender field. You begin walking slowly. Tiny honeybees move lazily from flower to flower, quietly gathering nectar. Colorful butterflies drift effortlessly above the blossoms, never seeming to hurry. Their slow, graceful flight adds to the peaceful rhythm of the afternoon. At the center of the meadow stands a simple white wooden gazebo. Its roof is covered with climbing jasmine, whose tiny white flowers release a sweet fragrance into the gentle breeze. Inside the gazebo rests a comfortable wooden bench. You take a seat. From here, the lavender seems to stretch forever. The breeze carries soft waves across the flowers, causing the entire field to move together in perfect harmony. Above, a few white clouds drift slowly across the bright blue sky. Nearby, a skylark sings a gentle melody before disappearing high into the open air. You close your eyes for just a moment. The soothing scent of lavender fills every slow breath. The breeze brushes softly across your face. The warm afternoon sun rests gently upon your shoulders. Nothing interrupts the stillness. Nothing asks for your attention. Only the quiet beauty of nature, moving gently, breathing slowly, and inviting you to do the same. After a peaceful rest, you quietly rise from the bench. One last look across the endless purple meadow brings a quiet smile to your face. Then, with slow and gentle steps, you continue along the winding garden path, knowing that another peaceful corner of the royal garden estate is waiting just ahead. Purple Heart Herb Sun. Herb Season 2, Episode 10. The Royal Garden Estate. Part 8. The Evening Fountain Garden. Leaving the lavender meadow behind, you follow a gently winding path bordered by flowering shrubs and neatly trimmed hedges. The afternoon is slowly giving way to evening. The sunlight has become softer now, painting the gardens with warm shades of gold and amber. Ahead, you hear the familiar sound of flowing water. As you round a quiet corner, a beautiful fountain garden comes into view. At its center stands an elegant marble fountain, carved with delicate vines, blooming flowers, and graceful birds. Clear water rises gently before falling into a wide circular pool below. The peaceful rhythm echoes softly through the garden. Stone pathways circle the fountain, lined with blooming white roses, hydrangeas, and fragrant jasmine. Tiny lanterns, hidden among the flower beds, have just begun to glow with a warm golden light as evening slowly approaches. You walk quietly around the fountain. The polished stones beneath your feet still hold a little warmth from the afternoon sun. Nearby, a pair of wooden benches rests beneath flowering magnolia trees. Their creamy blossoms release a sweet fragrance into the cool evening breeze. You choose one of the benches and sit for a while. From here, the entire garden feels wonderfully peaceful. The fountain sings its endless melody. The leaves whisper gently above you. A few butterflies make their final quiet journey across the flowers before settling for the evening. Beyond the garden walls, the distant trees sway slowly beneath the golden sky. The first hints of sunset begin to color the clouds with soft shades of peach and rose. Everything seems to welcome the evening with quiet grace. You breathe deeply. The fresh scent of jasmine, cool water, and blooming flowers fills the air. For these peaceful moments, there is nowhere else you would rather be. No hurry, no noise, only the gentle beauty of the garden quietly preparing for another calm night. As the sunlight slowly fades, you rise from the bench and take one last look at the glowing fountain. Its peaceful song remains with you as you continue your slow walk through the royal garden estate, where every quiet path leads gently toward rest. Rose Fountain Sunrise. Herb Season 2, Episode 10. The Royal Garden Estate. Part 9. The Moonlit Garden Walk. Leaving the evening fountain garden behind, you continue along a quiet stone path. The last golden rays of the sun slowly slip beyond the distant hills, and the gentle colors of evening begin to soften into the peaceful blue of twilight. One by one, the garden lanterns awaken. Their warm glow rests gently beside the winding pathways, illuminating the flowers without disturbing the calm of the night. The estate feels wonderfully still. Ahead, the path leads beneath a graceful archway covered with climbing jasmine. Its tiny white blossoms release a delicate fragrance into the cool evening air. You walk beneath the arch. The garden has changed with the coming of night. The roses now seem softer beneath the moonlight. The lavender fields shimmer gently in the silver glow. Even the leaves appear quieter, moving only when the breeze passes through. Soon, the full moon rises above the ancient trees. Its soft light washes over every pathway, every fountain, and every flower bed with peaceful silver. You slow your steps even more. There is no destination, only the joy of wandering. A small stone bridge carries you across a narrow stream. The water reflects the moon-like polished glass, while tiny ripples gently carry its shimmering light downstream. Fireflies begin to appear among the garden hedges. Their tiny golden lights drift slowly through the evening, blinking softly like little stars that have wandered down into the flowers. Nearby, a wooden bench rests beneath an old willow tree. Its long branches sway gently, almost touching the quiet water below. You sit for a while. The cool breeze brushes softly across your face. The fragrance of jasmine, roses, and fresh grass fills every slow breath. Above you, the stars quietly join the moon in the clear night sky. Everything feels perfectly balanced. The gentle light, the peaceful garden, the quiet sounds of flowing water, and the comforting stillness that surrounds you. For these quiet moments, the world asks nothing from you. Only to breathe, only to rest, only to enjoy the simple beauty of a peaceful evening. With one final look at the moonlit garden, you quietly rise from the bench and continue your gentle walk, knowing that the calm heart of the royal garden estate is preparing to welcome you into the peaceful night ahead. Crescent moon rose sparkles. Herb Season 2, Episode 10. The Royal Garden Estate. Part 10. The Garden Bedroom. Leaving the moonlit garden behind, you follow a softly lit pathway toward the heart of the estate. The night has become wonderfully calm. Lanterns glow gently along the stone path, their warm light dancing across beds of sleeping flowers. Ahead, the grand estate stands quietly beneath the stars, Its tall windows shine with a welcoming golden light. You step inside. The entrance hall is peaceful, filled with the comforting scent of polished cedar wood and fresh lavender gathered from the gardens. A broad staircase curves gracefully to the upper floor. You climb each step slowly. There is no hurry, only the quiet promise of rest waiting above. At the end of the hallway, a single wooden door stands slightly open. Soft lantern light spills into the corridor. You gently push the door. Inside, you discover the garden bedroom. It is simple, elegant, and wonderfully peaceful. A handcrafted wooden bed rests beside a large arched window overlooking the moonlit gardens. Soft linen sheets, a thick quilt, and gentle cream-colored pillows have been carefully arranged, inviting nothing more than a quiet night's sleep. A small bedside table holds a glowing lantern beside a vase of freshly cut white roses. Their delicate fragrance blends beautifully with the cool night air drifting through the open window. Outside, the gardens rest beneath the silver light of the moon. The marble fountain continues its quiet song. The willow trees sway gently in the breeze. Fireflies drift slowly above the flower beds like tiny floating lanterns. You walk to the window. The cool evening air brushes softly across your face. Somewhere in the distance, a little owl offers a calm evening call before silence gently returns. You stand there for a few peaceful moments, watching the moonlight shimmer across the garden paths you explored throughout the day. Everything feels familiar now. The rose walk, the lily pond, the glass greenhouse, the orchard, the tea pavilion, the lavender meadow, and the evening fountain garden, all resting peacefully beneath the quiet night sky. You turn back toward the room. The lantern flickers gently. The quilt looks warm and inviting. The entire estate seems to whisper the same gentle invitation. Rest now. Tomorrow can wait. With a quiet smile, you sit upon the edge of the bed. The soft mattress settles beneath you. Your breathing slows. The peaceful garden bedroom surrounds you with warmth, comfort, and the gentle feeling that tonight, sleep will arrive as naturally as the flowers blooming beneath the moon. Crescent Moon Rose Bed. Herb Season 2, Episode 10. The Royal Garden Estate. Part 11. The Moonlit Gazebo. For a little while, you remain in the peaceful bedroom, listening to the gentle silence of the estate. The lantern beside the bed glows with a warm, steady light. Moonlight rests softly upon the wooden floor, while the cool night breeze carries the sweet fragrance of blooming jasmine through the open window. Then, beyond the garden, you notice a small white gazebo bathed in silver moonlight. A quiet stone path leads gently toward it. You leave the bedroom and step outside once more. The garden is asleep now. The flowers rest peacefully beneath the stars. Tiny lanterns continue to glow beside the pathways, their gentle light guiding your slow steps. Soon, you arrive at the gazebo. Its white wooden columns are wrapped with climbing roses and jasmine, their blossoms shining softly beneath the moon. Inside, A comfortable wooden bench waits quietly. You take a seat. The night feels wonderfully calm. Ahead, the lily pond reflects the moon like a polished mirror. A pair of graceful swans glide silently across the water, leaving gentle ripples that slowly disappear into stillness. Fireflies drift lazily through the nearby flower beds, their tiny lights rising and falling like peaceful little stars. The leaves of the old willow tree whisper softly as the breeze moves through its graceful branches. Far away, the marble fountain continues its endless, soothing melody. You close your eyes for a moment. The cool night air fills every slow breath. The fragrance of lavender, roses, fresh grass, and jasmine blends into a scent that feels both comforting and familiar. There is no need to think about tomorrow. No need to count the passing hours. Only this quiet garden, this peaceful moonlight, and the gentle rhythm of nature resting all around you. For these calm moments, the entire estate seems to breathe together. The flowers, the trees, the pond, the soft evening breeze, everything moves in perfect harmony. After resting quietly beneath the stars, you slowly rise from the bench. One final look across the moonlit garden fills your heart with deep peace. Then, with gentle footsteps, you begin walking back toward the estate, where the final quiet moments of the royal garden estate are waiting to welcome you into a peaceful night's sleep. Crescent Moon Herb White Heart. Herb Season 2 Episode 10. The Royal Garden Estate. Part 12. The Conservatory at Night. Leaving the moonlit gazebo behind, you follow the softly glowing lanterns back toward the estate. The night has grown quieter still. Every flower seems to rest peacefully beneath the gentle silver light of the moon. As you walk along the familiar garden path, you notice a glass building glowing softly from within. It is the greenhouse you visited earlier. But tonight, it feels like an entirely different place. You gently open the glass door. The warm air welcomes you once again. Inside, the conservatory is peaceful beyond words. Moonlight filters through the crystal clear glass ceiling, blending beautifully with the soft glow of a few hanging lanterns. The orchids, lilies, and jasmine seem even more delicate beneath the quiet light. Tiny drops of water rest upon their leaves, sparkling like little stars. The marble fountain at the center continues its gentle song. Its clear water flows slowly from one bowl to another, creating a calm rhythm that fills the quiet room. You walk along the narrow stone path, moving carefully between rows of peaceful flowers. The fragrance of fresh blossoms, warm earth, and green leaves fills every slow breath. Near the fountain, the familiar wooden bench waits patiently. You take a seat. The warmth of the greenhouse feels wonderfully comforting against the cool evening outside. Beyond the glass walls, the moon shines over the sleeping gardens. Inside, every leaf seems perfectly still. Even the butterflies that danced through the flowers this morning now rest quietly beneath the broad green leaves. Nothing here feels hurried. Nothing feels unfinished. The greenhouse seems to remind you that every flower blooms in its own time. And every quiet heart deserves moments of peaceful rest. You close your eyes for a little while. The gentle sound of flowing water. The comforting warmth. The delicate fragrance of jasmine and lavender. All come together like a soft lullaby. When you slowly open your eyes again, the lanterns continue to glow with the same gentle warmth. The flowers remain peaceful. The night remains calm. You quietly rise from the bench and make your way back toward the garden path. Only a few peaceful moments remain before the royal garden estate gently invites you into its deepest, most restful sleep. Crescent Moon Cherry Blossom Herb. Herb Season 2, Episode 10. The Royal Garden Estate, Part 13. The Royal Suite. Leaving the warm conservatory behind, you return to the quiet corridors of the estate. The lanterns along the hallway glow with their soft golden light, while moonlight slips gently through the tall windows, painting silver patterns across the polished wooden floor. The entire estate has settled into peaceful silence. Only the gentle breeze outside reminds you that the gardens are still awake beneath the stars. At the end of the hallway, you notice a pair of elegant oak doors. They are carved with delicate roses, ivy leaves, and graceful vines that seem almost alive in the lantern light. You gently push them open. Beyond them lies the royal suite. The room is spacious, yet wonderfully simple. Nothing feels grand for the sake of grandeur. Everything has been arranged to bring comfort and quiet. A beautiful four-poster bed stands near a tall arched window overlooking the moonlit gardens. Its soft linen curtains move gently with the evening breeze. The quilt is warm and inviting, stitched in gentle shades of ivory, sage green, and pale gold. Beside the bed, a small wooden table holds a glowing lantern and a crystal vase filled with freshly picked white lilies. Their delicate fragrance blends softly with the familiar scent of cedar wood and cool night air. You walk slowly toward the window. Outside, the royal garden rests peacefully beneath the moon. The lily pond shines like polished silver. The marble fountain continues its quiet melody. The rose walk, now touched by moonlight, seems even more peaceful than before. Fireflies drift gently above the flower beds, their tiny lights rising and falling like little stars among the blossoms. You rest your hands upon the smooth windowsill. The cool stone feels steady and comforting. For a few quiet moments, you simply watch the peaceful garden you explored throughout the day. Every pathway, every flower, every quiet corner, now resting together beneath the gentle night sky. You turn back toward the room. The lantern glows softly. The curtains sway. The bed waits patiently. There is nothing left to discover tonight. Only warmth. Only stillness. Only the quiet comfort of knowing you have found a peaceful place to rest. You sit gently on the edge of the bed. The soft mattress settles beneath you without a sound. Your breathing becomes slower. Your thoughts become lighter. The royal suite seems to whisper one simple invitation. Stay a little longer, and let the peaceful night carry you gently into beautiful dreams. Crescent Moon Rose Bed. Herb Season 2, Episode 10. The Royal Garden Estate, Part 14. Drifting into peaceful dreams. The room has become wonderfully quiet. The lantern beside your bed glows with its gentlest light now, its warm flame dancing softly like a peaceful heartbeat. You slowly pull the quilt over yourself. It feels warm, comforting, and pleasantly heavy, wrapping around you with quiet care. The linen curtains move gently as the cool night breeze drifts through the open window. It carries the familiar fragrance of roses, lavender, jasmine, and fresh garden air. Outside, the royal garden rests beneath the silver light of the moon. The lily pond reflects the stars like a quiet mirror. The marble fountain continues its endless, gentle melody. Somewhere among the flower beds, a few fireflies still wander peacefully through the night. Your breathing becomes slower, gentler, calmer. Each quiet breath seems to carry away another thought from the day, leaving only a feeling of comfort behind. The estate itself seems to breathe with you. The lantern flickers softly. The curtains sway. The gardens whisper beyond the window. Everything moves together in perfect harmony. The peaceful places you visited throughout the day slowly return like gentle memories. The rose walk glowing with morning dew. The lily pond resting beneath the trees. The warm glass greenhouse. The quiet orchard. The tea pavilion beside the stream. The lavender meadow dancing in the breeze. The evening fountain garden. The moonlit garden walk. Each beautiful corner now sleeps peacefully beneath the stars. There is nothing left to explore tonight. Nothing left to finish. Only this quiet room, this warm bed, and the gentle promise of a peaceful night's rest. Your eyelids grow pleasantly heavy. The sounds of the garden become softer with every passing moment, until they seem to blend into a single quiet lullaby. As your eyes slowly close, the royal garden estate no longer feels like a place you visited. It feels like a peaceful home that will always welcome you back. And with one final slow breath, you gently drift into calm, beautiful dreams, surrounded by the timeless peace of the royal garden estate. Crescent moon rose sparkles. Herb Season 2, Episode 10. The Royal Garden Estate, Part 15. Good night, until we meet again. The Royal Garden Estate has grown completely still. The lantern beside your bed now glows with only the gentlest light, while the moon quietly watches over the gardens from above. Outside, the flowers rest peacefully beneath the silver sky. The marble fountain continues its soft, endless melody. The willow trees sway gently in the cool night breeze, and the fragrance of roses, lavender, and jasmine drifts quietly through the open window. You rest beneath the warm quilt, breathing slowly and comfortably. There is nowhere else to be. Nothing left to discover. Only this peaceful moment. As you lie quietly, the memories of your gentle journey return one last time. The welcoming garden gate at sunrise. The rose walk covered in blooming flowers. The peaceful lily pond with its graceful swans. The warm glass greenhouse filled with orchids. The quiet orchard beneath ancient trees. The tea pavilion beside the gentle stream. The endless lavender meadow. The evening fountain garden glowing in golden light. The moonlit garden walk. The quiet gazebo beneath the stars. The peaceful conservatory at night. And finally, this gentle room overlooking the sleeping gardens. Each place has shared the same quiet message. Nature never rushes. The flowers bloom when they are ready. The trees grow one peaceful season at a time. The moon rises without hurry. And every calm heart deserves moments of perfect rest. Tomorrow morning, the first sunlight will once again touch the dew upon the roses. The birds will greet a new day with gentle songs. The butterflies will return to the gardens. The fountain will continue its peaceful melody. And every quiet path throughout the estate will patiently wait for another gentle visitor. Perhaps, one peaceful evening, you will return again. The gates will still be open. The flowers will still be blooming. The lanterns will still glow warmly. And every peaceful corner of the royal garden estate will welcome you like an old friend. Until then, may your heart remain calm. Your dreams be filled with gentle beauty. And your sleep be deep, peaceful, and refreshing. Thank you for spending this quiet day in the royal garden estate. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and let the peaceful garden carry you softly into beautiful dreams. Good night, and until our next peaceful journey together. Crescent Moon Rose White Heart. Good evening and welcome to our channel, Sleepy Stories to Relax. The journey begins on a quiet morning. Beyond the rolling green hills, a small European village rests peacefully in the soft light of dawn. As you approach along a narrow country road, the first rays of sunlight appear above the distant mountains. Golden light slowly touches the rooftops. Old stone cottages stand beside the road, each one different, yet somehow perfectly connected to the village around it. Their wooden shutters are painted in gentle shades of green and blue. Flower boxes beneath the windows overflow with roses, lavender, and tiny white blossoms. You continue walking slowly. The road becomes narrower as it enters the village. Smooth cobblestones replace the quiet country path, and the soft sound of your footsteps blends with the distant singing of birds. At the center of the village stands an old stone fountain. Clear water flows gently from its carved basin. Around it, wooden benches sit beneath tall chestnut trees. A few bicycles rest against the walls of nearby cottages. Everything feels untouched by hurry. You pause beside the fountain. The morning air is cool and fresh. It carries the scent of freshly baked bread from a small bakery somewhere nearby. A gentle breeze moves through the trees, causing their leaves to whisper softly above you. Across the little square, an old clock tower rises above the rooftops. Its pale stone walls are covered with climbing ivy. The clock hands move slowly toward the beginning of another peaceful day. You follow a small lane leading away from the square. Here, the village becomes even quieter. Tiny gardens appear between the cottages. There are wooden gates, stone walls, flower-covered arches, and small paths leading toward hidden courtyards. A little stream runs beside the lane. Its clear water moves quietly beneath an old stone bridge. You stop on the bridge and look down. Sunlight dances across the water. A few fallen leaves drift slowly downstream. For a moment, you simply stand there. There is nothing you need to hurry toward. The village seems to invite you to slow down. to notice the flowers, to listen to the water, and to enjoy the peaceful morning. You cross the bridge and continue deeper into the village. Ahead, the rooftops glow warmly beneath the rising sun. Beyond them, green hills stretch toward the horizon. And somewhere among those old cottages, quiet gardens, and winding cobblestone lanes, a beautiful day is waiting to unfold. You take another slow breath. Then continue your peaceful journey into the old European village. Herb Home's Sun. The cobblestone lane leads you toward a warm, inviting smell. Fresh bread, warm pastries, and something sweet, like cinnamon and honey. You follow the fragrance around a quiet corner and discover a small village bakery nestled between two old stone cottages. Its wooden sign hangs gently above the doorway. A few flower boxes decorate the windows, filled with lavender and tiny white blossoms. The bakery looks as though it has been here for generations. You step closer. Through the glass window, rows of freshly baked bread rest neatly on wooden shelves. Golden loaves, small round rolls, fruit pastries, and delicate cakes dusted lightly with sugar. The warm glow from inside contrasts beautifully with the cool morning air outside. You open the old wooden door. A tiny bell rings softly overhead. Inside, everything feels warm and peaceful. Wooden shelves line the walls. Copper baking tools hang neatly above a long preparation table. A large stone oven rests quietly in the corner, still warm from the morning baking. The gentle scent of fresh bread fills the room. You choose a small wooden table beside the window. From here, you can see the village square in the distance. The old clock tower rises above the rooftops. A few birds move between the chimneys. Morning sunlight slowly spreads across the cobblestones. You take your time. There is no need to hurry. The simple warmth of the bakery makes the morning feel even slower and calmer. Outside, the village begins to wake. A bicycle passes quietly along the lane. A wooden shutter opens somewhere above the street. The fountain continues its soft, steady rhythm. And from the bakery kitchen comes the gentle sound of bread being prepared for another peaceful day. You breathe in the warm fragrance once more. It feels comforting, familiar, almost like remembering a peaceful morning from long ago. After a while, you step back outside. The cool breeze feels refreshing against your face. You look once more at the little bakery before continuing along the cobblestone street. Ahead, the village becomes quieter again. Old cottages wait beneath flowering vines. Narrow lanes disappear between stone walls. And beyond the rooftops, the green countryside stretches peacefully beneath the morning sky. You continue walking, slowly, quietly, letting the gentle rhythm of village life guide you deeper into the old European village. Baguette Bread Herb Home. The village square. Leaving the little bakery behind, you continue along the quiet cobblestone lane. The morning sunlight has grown warmer now. It gently touches the old stone walls, the wooden shutters, and the flower boxes beneath every window. Soon, the lane opens into the heart of the village. The old village square. At its center stands a beautiful stone fountain, surrounded by chestnut trees and simple wooden benches. Clear water flows quietly from the fountain, creating a soft, soothing sound that seems to fill the entire square. You walk slowly toward it. The cobblestones beneath your feet are smooth from many years of footsteps. Around the square, old European cottages stand closely together, their roofs covered with aged terracotta tiles and patches of green moss. Climbing ivy reaches toward their upper windows. Small balconies overflow with geraniums and lavender. Everything has a gentle, timeless feeling. You choose a quiet bench beneath one of the chestnut trees. From here, you can see almost the entire square. A narrow street disappears between two cottages. Another leads toward the bakery. And beyond the fountain, an old stone archway opens toward the countryside. A few birds move quietly across the rooftops. Their soft calls blend with the fountain's gentle rhythm. The village clock tower rises above the square. Its old clock face catches the morning sunlight. For a moment, you simply sit and listen. The village does not feel busy. It feels peaceful. Every sound seems softened by the old stone walls. The breeze moves through the leaves. Water flows into the fountain. A distant bicycle rolls gently over the cobblestones. Somewhere nearby, a wooden door closes quietly. Then everything becomes still again. You take a slow breath. The air smells of fresh bread, flowers, and warm stone. It is the kind of morning that makes you want to stay a little longer. After resting beneath the chestnut tree, you slowly stand. Before leaving the square, you take one final look around. The old cottages, the flower-filled windows, the quiet fountain, and the peaceful clock tower above them all. Then you follow the stone archway at the far end of the square. Beyond it, a narrow path waits beneath the trees. And somewhere ahead, another quiet corner of the old European village is waiting to be discovered. Herb Home Fountain. The meadow path. Leaving the village square behind, you pass beneath the old stone archway. The sounds of the cottages and fountain slowly fade behind you. Ahead, a narrow country path winds gently between tall grasses and wildflowers. The morning air feels wonderfully fresh. Golden sunlight spreads across the meadow, touching every blade of grass with a soft glow. You walk slowly. There is no need to hurry. On either side of the path, small white daisies, blue cornflowers, and yellow buttercups sway gently in the breeze. A few butterflies drift lazily between the flowers. Farther ahead, an old wooden fence follows the edge of the meadow. Beyond it, green hills roll peacefully toward the horizon. A small stream runs quietly through the grass. Its clear water catches the sunlight as it moves between smooth stones. You stop beside it for a moment. The sound is wonderfully gentle. Water flowing, grass moving, birds singing somewhere in the trees. Nothing more. You follow the stream until you reach a simple wooden footbridge. The bridge is old but sturdy, with smooth wooden rails worn by years of use. You cross slowly. Halfway across, you pause and look back. The village can still be seen in the distance. Its terracotta rooftops rise above the trees. The old clock tower stands quietly against the morning sky. A thin curl of smoke rises from one of the chimneys, disappearing slowly into the blue air. The sight feels peaceful and timeless. You turn toward the countryside again. Beyond the bridge stands a small meadow cottage surrounded by fruit trees. Its windows are framed with flowers. A wooden bench rests beneath an apple tree. The breeze carries the faint fragrance of blossoms across the field. You follow the path toward the cottage. With every step, the village grows quieter behind you. The meadow opens wider around you. The sky seems larger. The air feels lighter. And for a few peaceful moments, you simply walk, listening to the soft rhythm of your footsteps, watching the flowers move in the breeze, and allowing your thoughts to become as quiet as the countryside around you. Ahead, the little cottage waits beneath the old apple trees. Perhaps there is another peaceful story hidden there. You continue toward it, slowly, calmly, and without a single reason to hurry. Herb Blossom Home. The meadow cottage. The little country path brings you closer to the cottage beneath the apple trees. It is a charming old stone house with a red tiled roof, wooden shutters, and flower boxes beneath its windows. Wild roses climb gently around the front door. An old wooden bench rests beneath the largest apple tree, surrounded by soft green grass. You walk toward it slowly. The morning breeze moves through the branches above you. A few white apple blossoms drift gently to the ground. Nearby, a small wooden birdhouse hangs from a branch. A tiny bird lands upon its roof, pauses for a moment, then disappears among the leaves. Everything around the cottage feels wonderfully peaceful. You sit beneath the apple tree. The wooden bench is warm from the morning sunlight. From here, you can see the meadow stretching all the way back toward the village. The old clock tower is barely visible above the distant rooftops. A narrow stream glitters between the grasses. And beyond everything, soft green hills rise beneath the clear blue sky. You close your eyes for a moment. The breeze moves gently through the apple branches. Leaves whisper overhead. Somewhere nearby, bees hum quietly among the wildflowers. The fragrance of apple blossoms mixes with fresh grass and warm earth. It is a simple place. But somehow, it feels like the perfect place to rest. After a while, you notice a small wooden table beside the cottage. Upon it sits a clay jug filled with fresh water and a basket of red apples. You take one of the apples and sit back beneath the tree. There is something comforting about the simplicity of it all. No grand rooms. No crowded streets. Only an old cottage. A quiet meadow. And the gentle rhythm of nature. You remain there for a little while longer. The morning slowly becomes brighter. Sunlight travels across the meadow. The flowers open a little wider. The birds become more active among the trees. Yet the peaceful feeling never disappears. Eventually, you rise from the bench. Before leaving, you look back at the little cottage one last time. Its windows shine softly in the sunlight. The roses move gently around the doorway. The apple tree stands quietly above the roof. You turn toward the path again. Ahead, a narrow lane disappears between tall trees. And somewhere beyond those trees, another peaceful part of the old European village is waiting. Shedding Tree Red Apple Home. The forest lane. Leaving the meadow cottage behind, you follow the narrow path toward a quiet line of ancient trees. The sunlight becomes softer beneath their branches. Tall beech and oak trees rise on either side of the lane, their leaves forming a natural green canopy above you. The path beneath your feet is covered with smooth earth and a few fallen leaves. Your footsteps become almost silent. The village is now far behind. All around you, the forest seems to breathe slowly. Leaves whisper gently overhead. Small birds sing from hidden branches. Somewhere in the distance, water moves quietly over stones. You continue at an easy pace. There is no need to hurry. A gentle breeze passes through the trees, carrying the fresh scent of moss, wild herbs, and damp earth. Occasionally, a small ray of sunlight slips through the canopy and rests softly upon the path. You walk through each patch of light and shadow without thinking about where the time is going. Soon, the forest lane curves around a moss-covered stone wall. Beyond it lies a tiny woodland garden. Wildflowers grow naturally among the ferns. Small mushrooms appear beside old tree roots. A wooden bench rests beneath a giant oak. You sit there for a while. The forest is wonderfully quiet. You can hear your own slow breathing, the gentle rustling of leaves, the occasional song of a distant bird. Nothing else. The peaceful silence feels almost like a soft blanket around you. You close your eyes. For a few moments, you simply listen. The breeze rises, then slowly fades. The leaves whisper, then become still. Even the birds seem to sing more softly. When you open your eyes, sunlight has shifted gently across the forest floor. A narrow path continues beyond the garden. Through the trees, you can see a faint glimpse of blue sky. Perhaps the path will lead toward another part of the village. Perhaps toward a quiet stream or an old stone house. There is no need to know yet. You simply rise from the bench and continue walking. Slowly, peacefully, letting the old forest guide you deeper into the timeless calm of the old European village. Shedding tree leaf in wind sun. The hidden stream. The forest path continues quietly between the ancient trees. The air feels cooler here. A gentle breeze moves through the branches, carrying the fresh scent of moss, wild herbs, and damp earth. As you walk slowly onward, you begin to hear something familiar. Water. At first, it is only a faint whisper beneath the trees. But with every step, the sound becomes clearer. You follow it around a gentle bend in the path. And there, hidden among the trees, you discover a beautiful little stream. Clear water flows peacefully over smooth stones, reflecting small pieces of sunlight that filter through the leaves above. Wild ferns grow along the banks. Tiny white flowers bloom between the moss-covered rocks. A fallen tree has become a natural bridge across the water. You step closer and sit upon a flat stone beside the stream. The water moves slowly in front of you. There is something wonderfully soothing about its steady rhythm. You listen quietly. The soft movement of water. The rustling leaves. The distant song of birds. And the gentle breeze passing through the forest. Everything seems perfectly balanced. A few golden leaves drift down from the branches above. One lands upon the surface of the stream. The current carries it gently downstream. You watch it travel between the stones until it disappears around the next bend. For a moment, you imagine following that peaceful little journey. No rushing, no resistance, just moving gently with the natural rhythm of the water. Nearby, a small wooden footbridge crosses the stream. Its simple rails are covered with tiny patches of moss. You walk across slowly. Halfway over, you stop and look down. The clear water glides quietly beneath your feet. Sunlight shimmers across the surface. It feels like the entire forest has become a quiet sanctuary. On the other side of the bridge, a narrow path continues through the trees. Beyond it, you notice the faint outline of an old stone building. Its roof is partly hidden behind ivy and branches. Perhaps it is an old mill. Perhaps a forgotten cottage. Whatever it may be, there is no need to hurry toward it. You take one last peaceful look at the stream. Then you continue along the forest path. Slowly, quietly, with the gentle sound of flowing water following behind you. And somewhere ahead, another quiet story of the old European village is waiting. Herb droplet shedding tree. The old watermill. The quiet forest path leads you closer to the old stone building you noticed beyond the stream. As you approach, the sound of flowing water grows a little louder. Soon, the trees open into a small clearing. There it stands, an old European watermill. Its stone walls are softened by years of moss and climbing ivy. A wooden water wheel turns slowly beside the building, moved gently by the stream. Each quiet rotation creates a soft, rhythmic sound. You pause beside the little bridge and simply watch. The water flows beneath the wheel. The wheel turns, and then the water continues peacefully downstream. Everything moves without hurry. The mill has a weathered wooden door and small windows with blue shutters. Wildflowers grow along its walls. A few pots of herbs sit beside the entrance, filling the air with the fresh fragrance of rosemary and mint. You walk closer. Inside, the mill is surprisingly peaceful. Old wooden beams cross the ceiling. A large wooden mechanism rests quietly in the corner, preserved from another time. Sunlight enters through the small windows, creating soft golden patterns across the wooden floor. The sound of the water wheel outside fills the room with a gentle rhythm. You find a simple wooden chair beside the window. Sitting there, you can see the stream flowing beneath the trees. A small bird lands on the windowsill. It stays for only a moment before flying quietly into the forest. You smile and watch it disappear. There is something comforting about this old place. It feels as though time has slowed down here. The village is far away. The modern world feels even farther. Only the water, the trees, and the gentle turning of the old wheel remain. After resting for a while, you step outside again. The afternoon sunlight now shines softly through the forest canopy. You take one final look at the old watermill. Its wheel continues turning peacefully beside the stream. Then you follow a narrow stone path leading away from the clearing. Ahead, beyond the trees, you can see the rooftops of the village beginning to appear once again. You continue toward them, slowly, peacefully, carrying the quiet rhythm of the old watermill with you. Herb Droplet Home. The village vineyard. Leaving the old watermill behind, you follow a narrow stone path through the trees. The afternoon light has become softer now. Golden rays pass gently between the branches, warming the path beneath your feet. Soon, the forest begins to thin. Beyond the last row of trees, a beautiful hillside opens before you. Rows of grapevines stretch peacefully across the gentle slope. The village vineyard. Neat wooden posts support the vines, while clusters of dark and green grapes hang quietly beneath broad leaves. A narrow grassy path winds between the rows. You step onto it and begin walking slowly. The breeze moves gently across the hillside. The grape leaves rustle softly together, creating a peaceful sound that seems to travel from one end of the vineyard to the other. Small wildflowers grow between the vines. Bees drift lazily among them. Far below, the old village rests peacefully in the valley. The terracotta rooftops glow beneath the afternoon sun. The clock tower rises above them all, while thin wisps of chimney smoke disappear into the clear sky. You pause at the highest part of the vineyard. From here, the view is beautiful. Green hills roll gently toward the distant mountains. The village sits quietly among them, surrounded by trees and fields. For a moment, you simply stand and breathe. The air smells of fresh leaves, warm earth, and ripe grapes. A soft breeze passes across your face. Everything feels calm. Everything feels unhurried. Nearby, an old wooden bench rests beneath a small pergola covered with vines. You sit down. The wood feels warm from the afternoon sun. From this peaceful place, you can hear only the distant sounds of the countryside. A bird singing somewhere below. The gentle rustling of vines. And the occasional sound of leaves moving in the breeze. You close your eyes for a moment. The quietness feels wonderfully comforting. There is nowhere you need to go. Nothing you need to finish. Only the peaceful vineyard, the distant village, and the wide open sky above. After resting for a while, you slowly stand. The sun is beginning to move lower toward the hills. The golden light makes the vineyard glow softly. You follow the path downhill, leaving the vines behind. Ahead, the first cottages of the village are becoming visible again. And somewhere among those quiet streets, another peaceful corner of the old European village is waiting for you. Grapes Herb Home. Herb Season 2, Episode 11. The Old European Village. Part 10. The Village Bookshop. Leaving the vineyard behind, you slowly follow the cobblestone lane back toward the village. The afternoon light is beginning to soften. Warm golden sunlight rests gently upon the old stone cottages, while long shadows stretch quietly across the street. As you turn into a smaller lane, you notice a charming little shop tucked between two ivy-covered houses. Above the wooden door hangs a simple sign. The Village Bookshop. The windows are framed with flowering geraniums, and behind the glass you can see rows of old books resting neatly upon wooden shelves. You gently open the door. A small bell gives a soft chime. Inside, the atmosphere is warm and peaceful. Tall wooden bookshelves cover the walls from floor to ceiling. Old leather-bound books sit beside simple paper-covered volumes. A comfortable armchair rests beside a large window. A small reading table stands nearby, with a warm lamp glowing softly upon it. The room smells of old paper, polished wood, and a faint touch of lavender. You walk slowly between the shelves. There is something wonderfully calming about being surrounded by so many quiet stories. You choose a small book and settle into the armchair beside the window. Outside, the village street is peaceful. The sunlight touches the rooftops. A few leaves drift gently along the cobblestones. The old clock tower stands quietly above the houses. You open the book. For a while, you simply read at an unhurried pace. There is no need to finish a chapter. No need to remember every word. Just the quiet comfort of turning one page. And then another. The warm lamp beside you creates a small circle of golden light. Beyond that circle, the bookshop remains softly shadowed and peaceful. A gentle breeze moves the curtain near the window. The little bell above the door occasionally sways, making the faintest sound. Everything feels slower here. Eventually, you close the book and place it carefully upon the table. You look through the window once more. The sky has begun to take on the soft colors of evening. The village is preparing for another peaceful night. You stand and walk toward the door. Before leaving, you take one final look at the quiet shelves and warm reading corner. Then the little bell chimes softly as you step back onto the cobblestone street. The evening air welcomes you. Ahead, warm lights are beginning to appear in the cottage windows. And somewhere beyond the quiet rooftops, another peaceful part of the old European village is waiting. You continue slowly, as the village gently settles into evening. Books Herb Home. Herb Season 2, Episode 11. The Old European Village. Part 11. The Evening Lanterns. Leaving the little bookshop behind, you step back onto the quiet cobblestone street. The evening has arrived gently. The bright afternoon sky has softened into warm shades of gold and pale blue, while the first stars are beginning to appear above the rooftops. One by one, small lanterns glow beside the cottages. Their warm light falls softly across the old stone walls and winding streets. You walk slowly beneath them. The village feels different now. Quieter, warmer, more peaceful. Flower boxes beneath the windows are still filled with roses and lavender, their colors softened by the fading light. Wooden shutters are gently closing for the night. A few candles glow behind cottage windows. The old clock tower stands quietly above the village square. You follow the familiar lane toward the fountain. The sound of flowing water becomes clearer with every step. Soon, you arrive at the square. The fountain is illuminated by a few small lanterns, and its gentle rhythm seems even more soothing beneath the evening sky. You sit on the familiar wooden bench beneath the chestnut tree. The leaves above you move softly in the breeze. Across the square, warm golden light shines from the windows of the little bakery. The bookshop has also closed its doors, leaving only a faint glow behind its curtains. Everything seems ready for a peaceful night. You breathe slowly. The air carries the scent of fresh bread, flowers, and cool evening stone. Somewhere nearby, a night bird sings softly. Then the village becomes quiet again. You look around the square one last time. The fountain, the old cottages, the flower-filled windows, the lanterns glowing beside the streets. All of it feels timeless. As the last light disappears beyond the hills, the sky becomes deeper and clearer. More stars begin to appear. You rise from the bench and follow a narrow lane toward the edge of the village. The lanterns guide your way gently through the peaceful streets. Ahead, beyond the cottages, you notice a small hill covered with grass. A narrow path leads upward. Perhaps from there, you will find a beautiful view of the village beneath the night sky. You continue toward it, slowly, quietly, letting the warm glow of the village lanterns follow you into the peaceful evening. Home Red Lantern Crescent Moon. Herb Season 2, Episode 11. The Old European Village. Part 12. The Hilltop View. Leaving the village square behind, you follow the narrow lantern-lit path toward the grassy hill. The path rises gently. With every step, the warm lights of the village seem to grow smaller behind you. The evening breeze becomes a little cooler, carrying the faint fragrance of grass and wildflowers. You walk slowly. There is no need to hurry. Above you, the sky has become deep blue. The first stars shine quietly between soft drifting clouds. At the top of the hill, the path opens into a small meadow. An old wooden bench rests beneath a wide oak tree. You walk toward it and sit down. From here, the entire village spreads peacefully below. The old cottages glow with warm golden light. Tiny lanterns line the cobblestone streets. The village fountain shines softly in the center of the square. The clock tower rises above the rooftops, its silhouette standing peacefully against the night sky. Beyond the village, the green hills stretch toward distant mountains. Everything looks calm from up here. The sounds of the village have become very faint. You can barely hear the distant fountain. Perhaps a door closing softly. Perhaps the quiet sound of evening wind moving between the rooftops. Then silence returns. You lean back against the old oak tree. Its bark feels cool and steady behind you. Above, the branches move gently in the breeze. A few leaves drift slowly toward the grass. You watch them fall. There is something peaceful about seeing the whole village resting below. The bakery has gone quiet. The little bookshop is dark. The cottages are warm and still. The streets that were filled with gentle morning life are now almost empty. The village has finished its day. And now, so can you. You take a slow breath. The cool evening air fills your lungs. Then you breathe out gently. The quiet hilltop seems to invite you to stay a little longer. So you do. You simply sit beneath the old oak tree, watching the stars, listening to the breeze, and enjoying the peaceful view. After some time, you notice a narrow path continuing down the opposite side of the hill. It leads toward a small cluster of trees where a warm light is glowing softly in the distance. Perhaps another quiet place waits there. You rise from the bench. Taking one last look at the beautiful village below, you begin walking down the gentle path. Slowly, peacefully, with the stars shining quietly above you. Crescent Moon Home Herb. Herb Season 2, Episode 11. The Old European Village. Part 12. The Hilltop View. Leaving the village square behind, you follow the narrow lantern-lit path toward the grassy hill. The path rises gently. With every step, the warm lights of the village seem to grow smaller behind you. The evening breeze becomes a little cooler, carrying the faint fragrance of grass and wildflowers. You walk slowly. There is no need to hurry. Above you, the sky has become deep blue. The first stars shine quietly between soft drifting clouds. At the top of the hill, the path opens into a small meadow. An old wooden bench rests beneath a wide oak tree. You walk toward it and sit down. From here, the entire village spreads peacefully below. The old cottages glow with warm golden light. Tiny lanterns line the cobblestone streets. The village fountain shines softly in the center of the square. The clock tower rises above the rooftops, its silhouette standing peacefully against the night sky. Beyond the village, the green hills stretch toward distant mountains. Everything looks calm from up here. The sounds of the village have become very faint. You can barely hear the distant fountain. Perhaps a door closing softly. Perhaps the quiet sound of evening wind moving between the rooftops. Then silence returns. You lean back against the old oak tree. Its bark feels cool and steady behind you. Above, the branches move gently in the breeze. A few leaves drift slowly toward the grass. You watch them fall. There is something peaceful about seeing the whole village resting below. The bakery has gone quiet. The little bookshop is dark. The cottages are warm and still. The streets that were filled with gentle morning life are now almost empty. The village has finished its day. And now, so can you. You take a slow breath. The cool evening air fills your lungs. Then you breathe out gently. The quiet hilltop seems to invite you to stay a little longer. So you do. You simply sit beneath the old oak tree, watching the stars, listening to the breeze, and enjoying the peaceful view. After some time, you notice a narrow path continuing down the opposite side of the hill. It leads toward a small cluster of trees where a warm light is glowing softly in the distance. Perhaps another quiet place waits there. You rise from the bench. Taking one last look at the beautiful village below, you begin walking down the gentle path. Slowly, peacefully, with the stars shining quietly above you. Crescent Moon Home Herb. Herb Season 2, Episode 11. The Old European Village. Part 13. The Woodland Cottage. The narrow hilltop path leads gently downward. Behind you, the village lights become smaller and softer, glowing like tiny stars among the dark rooftops. Ahead, the warm light you noticed earlier grows a little brighter. You follow the path between tall pine trees and quiet wildflowers. Soon, a small woodland cottage appears. It rests peacefully beneath the trees, surrounded by ferns, lavender, and climbing ivy. A single lantern hangs beside its wooden door. Its warm golden glow makes the cottage feel welcoming and calm. You approach slowly. The windows are softly illuminated from within. A small chimney rises above the roof, releasing a thin curl of smoke into the cool night air. Beside the cottage stands a wooden bench beneath an old pear tree. You sit there for a moment. The forest around you is wonderfully quiet. The distant village can barely be heard anymore. Only the gentle movement of pine branches, the soft evening breeze, and the occasional sound of a night bird. You breathe slowly. The air smells of pine needles, wild herbs, and cool earth. The little cottage seems perfectly at home among the trees. Nothing about it feels grand. Its beauty comes from its simplicity. A small lantern, an old wooden door, warm light behind the windows, and a quiet garden resting beneath the stars. After a while, you notice a tiny path beside the cottage. It leads to a small wooden gate. Beyond the gate is a peaceful garden filled with herbs and nighttime flowers. Moonlight rests gently upon the leaves. Tiny drops of dew sparkle softly whenever they catch the light. You walk through the garden at an unhurried pace. Near the center stands a little stone fountain. Its water falls quietly into a shallow basin. The sound is soft enough to blend with the forest. You sit beside it for a while. The night seems to become quieter with every passing moment. Above you, the stars shine clearly through the branches. The village lights remain visible far below, peaceful and distant. You close your eyes. For a moment, there is nothing to think about. Only the quiet fountain, the cool breeze, the fragrance of herbs, and the gentle night surrounding you. Eventually, you rise and return toward the cottage. The warm lantern beside the door is still glowing. You take one final look at the peaceful woodland garden. Then you begin walking back toward the village. Slowly, calmly, as the quiet night continues to unfold around the old European village. Crescent Moon Evergreen Tree Home. Herbs Season 2, Episode 11. The Old European Village. Part 14. The Quiet Village at Night. You leave the woodland cottage behind and follow the familiar path back toward the village. The night has grown deeper now. The forest is quiet. The stars shine gently through the branches, while the cool breeze moves softly across the path. After a peaceful walk, the first village lanterns appear between the trees. You continue toward them. Soon, the old cottages come into view. Everything is asleep. The flower boxes rest beneath darkened windows. Wooden shutters are closed. The cobblestone streets are empty. Only the warm glow of a few lanterns remains. You walk slowly through the quiet lanes. Your footsteps make the faintest sound against the stones. At the village square, the old fountain is still flowing. Its gentle rhythm seems to be the only sound awake in the entire village. You sit once again beneath the chestnut tree. The same bench where you rested earlier now feels even more peaceful beneath the night sky. You look around. The little bakery is dark. The bookshop windows are quiet. The clock tower stands peacefully above the rooftops. Everything has completed its day. And now the village rests. A gentle breeze moves through the chestnut leaves. One or two leaves drift slowly onto the cobblestones. The fountain continues its quiet melody. You take a slow breath. Then another. The cool night air feels wonderfully fresh. For a moment, You think about the journey you have taken today. The peaceful village square, the warm bakery, the meadow path, the little cottage beneath the apple tree, the ancient forest, the hidden stream, the old watermill, the hillside vineyard, the quiet bookshop, the glowing lanterns, and the beautiful view from the hilltop. Each place now rests beneath the same peaceful night. You feel as though the entire village has become a gentle memory. A place where time moves slowly, where mornings begin quietly, and evenings arrive without hurry. You remain beneath the chestnut tree for a little while longer. The fountain continues to flow. The lantern continues to glow. The stars continue to shine. And gradually, your thoughts become quieter too. When you finally rise, you follow one last cobblestone lane toward a small guest cottage near the edge of the square. A warm light waits behind its window. Perhaps this is where tonight's peaceful journey will finally come to rest. You walk toward it slowly, while the old European village sleeps peacefully around you. Crescent Moon Home Candle, Herbs Season 2, Episode 11. The Old European Village, Part 15. Goodnight, Old Village. The little guest cottage waits quietly at the edge of the village. A warm golden light shines through its window. You gently open the wooden door and step inside. The room is simple and peaceful. A comfortable bed rests beside a small window overlooking the sleeping village. Soft linen covers the bed, and a warm blanket has been carefully folded across it. A small lamp glows beside the pillow. You walk toward the window one last time. Outside, the old European village rests beneath the stars. The cobblestone streets are empty. The flower-covered cottages are quiet. The village fountain continues to flow beneath the moonlight. Far above the rooftops, the old clock tower stands peacefully against the night sky. You remember the gentle journey of the day. The bakery filled with the warmth of fresh bread. The quiet village square. The meadow covered with wildflowers. The little apple cottage. The ancient forest. The hidden stream. The old watermill turning beside the water. The peaceful vineyard. The tiny bookshop. The glowing evening lanterns. The hilltop view. And the woodland cottage beneath the trees. Each place offered something simple. A quiet moment. A gentle breath. A peaceful memory. Now, all of those places are resting. And you can rest too. You close the window gently. The room becomes quiet again. The soft lamp glows beside the bed. You lie beneath the warm blanket. Your body settles comfortably into the mattress. Outside, the fountain continues its gentle rhythm. The breeze moves softly through the distant trees. The old village seems to whisper one final goodnight. You breathe in slowly, and breathe out gently. There is nothing left to do. Nothing left to discover. The village will still be here tomorrow. The bakery will open again. The flowers will greet the morning sun. The stream will continue its peaceful journey. And the old clock will quietly welcome another day. But for tonight, the village can sleep. And so can you. Let your thoughts become quiet. Let the peaceful sounds of the old village drift farther away. The lanterns glow softly. The moon shines gently. And the stars watch peacefully over the rooftops. You close your eyes. One slow breath. Then another. And another. The old European village fades gently into a beautiful dream. Good night, old village. Until another peaceful journey. May you sleep deeply, calmly, and peacefully beneath the quiet night sky. Crescent Moon Home White Heart. Welcome, dear listener. Tonight, there is nowhere you need to hurry to. No tasks to complete. No roads to cross quickly. No thoughts that need to be solved before morning. Tonight, you are simply invited to slow down. Breathe gently. And join us on another peaceful journey. A quiet journey to a place hidden among rolling green hills. Where ancient trees whisper softly in the evening breeze. And a magnificent old manor house rests peacefully beneath the open sky. Welcome to the Grand Manor House. Take a slow, comfortable breath. And imagine yourself standing at the beginning of a long country lane. The afternoon sun is warm but gentle. Golden light falls across the grass on either side of the road. Tall trees form a natural canopy overhead, their leaves moving softly whenever the breeze passes through. Far ahead, beyond the trees, you catch your first glimpse of the manor. Its tall stone towers rise gracefully above the surrounding gardens. Warm sunlight touches its many windows, making them glow like little golden mirrors. You continue walking. The lane curves gently between ancient oak trees and wildflower meadows. Small white flowers sway beside the path. The air carries the fresh scent of grass, distant roses, and clean countryside air. With every step, the world seems to become quieter. The sounds of everyday life slowly disappear behind you. There is only the soft rhythm of your footsteps, the whisper of leaves, and the occasional song of a bird hidden somewhere among the branches. Soon, you reach a beautiful wrought iron gate. Beyond it stretches a long garden avenue lined with enormous trees. At the end of the avenue stands the Grand Manor House. It is elegant without feeling distant. Its warm stone walls are covered in climbing ivy. Tall windows overlook peaceful gardens. Small chimneys rise above the roof, and delicate smoke curls gently into the blue sky. You open the gate. It makes the faintest, softest sound. Then you begin your slow walk toward the manor. A gentle breeze moves through the trees. The afternoon light rests peacefully across the garden. And for the first time tonight, you realize there is absolutely nowhere else you need to be. Only this quiet path, this beautiful old house, and the peaceful journey waiting just ahead. So take another slow breath. Relax your shoulders, and allow yourself to wander gently toward the welcoming doors of the Grand Manor House. Herb Home sparkles. Through the garden avenue, the wrought iron gate slowly disappears behind you, and you continue along the peaceful garden avenue. The path beneath your feet is made of smooth, pale stone. On either side, tall trees rise toward the sky, their branches meeting overhead like a quiet green tunnel. Soft sunlight passes between the leaves. Golden patches of light rest gently upon the pathway. You walk slowly, allowing each peaceful moment to unfold naturally. A light breeze moves through the branches. The leaves whisper above you. Somewhere nearby, A small bird sings a quiet afternoon song before becoming still again. The grand manor grows larger with every step. Its warm stone walls are now clearly visible through the trees. Ivy climbs gracefully around the windows. Small roses bloom beneath the lower walls, adding gentle touches of color to the old estate. You notice several stone benches along the avenue. Each one sits beneath a large tree, surrounded by wildflowers. You pause beside one of them. For a moment, you simply look around. There is something comforting about this old garden. It does not feel hurried. The trees have stood here for many seasons. The flowers bloom in their own time. The stone paths have carried countless quiet footsteps. And now, they welcome yours. You take a slow breath. The air smells of fresh grass, roses, and warm earth. A few white petals drift gently from a nearby tree. They float through the sunlight before settling softly upon the path. You continue walking. Soon, the avenue opens into a wide circular garden. At its center stands a beautiful marble fountain. Clear water rises gently from the middle before falling into a wide stone basin. The sound is soft and steady, almost like a natural lullaby. Around the fountain, carefully arranged flower beds create graceful patterns. White roses, lavender, small blue flowers, and bright green herbs fill the garden with peaceful color. Beyond the fountain, you can see the main entrance of the manor. A broad staircase leads toward two tall wooden doors. Above them is a carved stone crest covered with delicate leaves and flowers. The windows reflect the afternoon sun. Everything looks warm and welcoming. You slowly cross the circular garden. The fountain remains behind you as you approach the staircase. At the top, you stop for a moment. You look back toward the long avenue. The path stretches peacefully into the distance beneath the ancient trees. The gentle breeze moves through the flowers. The fountain continues to sing, and the manor waits quietly before you. You place your hand upon the cool wooden door, and prepare to step inside. The peaceful journey through the grand manor house is only beginning. Herb Home Fountain. The great entrance hall. You gently open the tall wooden doors, and step inside the grand manor house. The first thing you notice is the peaceful warmth. The cool afternoon air remains behind you as a soft, comfortable stillness welcomes you inside. Before you stretches a magnificent entrance hall. The floor is made of polished oak, reflecting the gentle sunlight that enters through the tall windows. A wide staircase curves upward along the far wall. Its wooden handrail has been polished smooth by many years of quiet use. Above the staircase hangs a large antique chandelier. Its crystal pieces catch the sunlight and scatter tiny points of light across the walls. You take a slow step forward. Your footsteps make a soft sound against the wooden floor, then fade into the spacious hall. Along the walls hang beautiful landscape paintings. Green valleys, quiet lakes, distant mountains, and peaceful countryside scenes. Nothing feels overwhelming. Everything has been arranged with a gentle sense of balance. Near the entrance stands a small wooden table. Upon it rests a vase filled with fresh white flowers. Their delicate fragrance quietly fills the air. You breathe in slowly, The scent reminds you of the gardens outside. For a moment, you simply stand there, listening. The manor is remarkably quiet. You can hear the faint ticking of an old grandfather clock somewhere nearby. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Its steady rhythm seems to slow the entire house. You follow the sound. Around a quiet corner, you discover the clock standing beside a tall window. Its wooden case is beautifully carved with leaves and flowers. The clock continues its gentle rhythm without hurry. You smile softly and continue exploring. A long hallway opens from the entrance. Warm sunlight stretches across the floor. Several comfortable chairs rest beside the windows, offering peaceful places to sit and watch the gardens outside. You walk toward one of them. Through the tall window, the garden fountain is still visible. The water catches the afternoon light. Beyond it, the ancient trees sway gently. The sight feels familiar already. You sit for a few moments. The soft chair supports you comfortably. The quiet ticking of the clock continues nearby. The gentle breeze moves outside. And somewhere beyond the walls, a bird sings once. Then the manor becomes quiet again. You close your eyes briefly. There is no need to hurry. The grand manor house has many rooms, many peaceful corners, and many quiet stories waiting to be discovered. But for now, you simply enjoy being here. After a few peaceful breaths, you rise slowly from the chair. The staircase waits ahead, and somewhere upstairs, another beautiful part of the manor is waiting for you. So you begin to walk, one quiet step at a time. Herb home sparkles. The old library. You slowly climb the curved staircase. Each wooden step feels smooth beneath your feet. The quiet ticking of the grandfather clock gradually fades behind you as you reach the upper floor. A long corridor stretches peacefully ahead. Warm sunlight enters through tall windows, illuminating old portraits and delicate flower arrangements. At the end of the corridor stands a pair of dark oak doors. Above them is a small brass plaque. The library. You gently open the doors. A wonderful stillness welcomes you. The library is large, warm, and filled with the comforting scent of old books and polished wood. Tall bookshelves cover almost every wall. Thousands of books rest quietly upon them, their worn covers showing the passage of many years. A rolling wooden ladder stands beside one of the shelves. Near the center of the room is a large oak reading table. A small brass lamp rests upon it, glowing softly even in the afternoon light. Beside the table, several comfortable armchairs face a beautiful stone fireplace. No fire burns tonight. Instead, sunlight pours through the tall windows and fills the room with a gentle golden warmth. You walk slowly between the bookshelves. Your fingertips glide lightly along the wooden spines. Some books are large and beautifully decorated. Others are small and simple. Each one seems to hold a quiet world of its own. You pause beside a window. Outside, the gardens stretch toward the distant hills. The tops of the ancient trees move gently in the breeze. A few birds fly peacefully across the blue afternoon sky. You return to the reading area and settle into one of the armchairs. The cushion feels soft and comfortable. For a moment, You simply sit there. The room is almost completely silent. Only the faint sound of leaves moving outside reaches your ears. You breathe slowly. The scent of old paper, cedar wood, and fresh flowers blends together into a wonderfully comforting atmosphere. There is something peaceful about being surrounded by so many stories, yet having no need to read even one of them. You can simply rest. Let your thoughts become quiet. Let the afternoon pass gently. After a while, you rise from the chair and look once more across the beautiful library. The warm light, the ancient books, the peaceful garden beyond the windows, all seem to belong to another, slower world. You quietly leave the room. The oak doors close softly behind you, and as you return to the hallway, you notice another door nearby. One that seems to lead toward a room filled with music. With slow, peaceful steps, you walk toward it. Herb Books Home. The music room. You leave the old library behind and continue quietly along the warm wooden corridor. The afternoon sunlight has softened now, resting gently across the floor. Ahead, you notice a tall pair of cream-colored doors. From behind them comes the faintest suggestion of music. Soft, slow, almost like a melody carried by the breeze. You gently open the doors. Inside is a beautiful music room. A polished grand piano stands beside a tall arched window. Its dark wooden surface reflects the warm afternoon light. Nearby rests an elegant harp, while an old wooden cello stands quietly in its corner. Everything is arranged with simple grace. Nothing feels crowded. Nothing feels hurried. You walk slowly toward the piano. The keys are perfectly still. A gentle breeze enters through the slightly open window, moving the thin curtains back and forth. For a moment, the room seems to create its own music. The whisper of fabric, the soft rustle of leaves outside, and the quiet ticking of a small clock upon the wall. You sit on a comfortable chair beside the window. From here, you can see the gardens below. The fountain continues its peaceful rhythm. The trees sway gently. A few birds move between the branches. The whole scene feels like a painting. You close your eyes. The warm afternoon air brushes softly across your face. Your breathing naturally becomes slower. The room seems to encourage stillness. After a little while, you notice an old music box resting upon a small table. Its wooden surface is decorated with tiny carved flowers. You gently open its lid. A delicate melody begins to play. The sound is quiet and simple. Each note seems to float through the room before slowly disappearing into the peaceful silence. You listen without trying to follow the melody. There is nothing you need to remember. Nothing you need to understand. Just a gentle sequence of sounds. Rising, resting, and fading softly away. When the melody ends, the room becomes quiet again. You remain seated for a few peaceful moments. Outside, the afternoon light begins to turn slightly warmer. The manor seems to be preparing for the calm evening ahead. You finally rise and place the music box gently back upon the table. Before leaving, you take one last look at the piano, the harp, and the quiet window. Then you step into the hallway. where another peaceful room waits to be discovered. And your gentle journey through the grand manor house continues. Piano Herb Home. The conservatory. You leave the peaceful music room behind and continue along the quiet corridor. The warm afternoon light has begun to soften. Beyond the tall windows, the sky is slowly changing from bright blue to a gentle golden shade. At the end of the hallway, you notice a glass door surrounded by climbing ivy. Beyond it, you can see a wonderful collection of green leaves and colorful flowers. You gently open the door. A warm, fresh breeze welcomes you. You have entered the manor's beautiful conservatory. The glass ceiling rises high above you, allowing the fading sunlight to fill the room with a soft golden glow. Tall palms stand peacefully in large stone pots. Orchids bloom beside the windows. Small lemon trees carry fragrant blossoms, while jasmine climbs gracefully along the wooden frames. The air is filled with the comforting scent of flowers and fresh leaves. A narrow stone pathway winds through the conservatory. You follow it slowly. Tiny drops of water sparkle upon the leaves. Somewhere nearby, a small fountain creates a quiet, soothing sound. You soon discover it at the center of the room. Clear water gently falls from a carved stone bowl into a shallow pool surrounded by white flowers. You sit on a nearby wooden bench. The warmth of the conservatory feels pleasant after the cooler hallway. Outside the glass walls, the manor gardens glow beneath the evening sunlight. The trees cast long, soft shadows across the grass. A few birds settle quietly among the branches. You breathe in slowly. The scent of jasmine, fresh leaves, and warm earth fills the air. For a little while, you simply watch the plants move gently in the breeze. Nothing feels hurried here. The flowers bloom quietly. The water flows peacefully. The sunlight slowly moves across the glass roof. Even the changing day seems to take its time. You close your eyes for a few moments. The sound of the fountain becomes softer. The breeze becomes gentler. And your thoughts begin to settle. When you open your eyes again, the evening light has become even warmer. The conservatory feels like a peaceful little world hidden inside the old manor. Eventually, you rise from the bench. You follow the stone path back toward the door. Before leaving, you look once more at the flowers glowing beneath the fading sunlight. Then you gently step back into the hallway, ready to discover another quiet corner of the grand manor house. Herb Cherry Blossom Home. The Sunset Terrace. You leave the peaceful conservatory behind and follow a narrow corridor toward the western side of the manor. The evening light has grown softer now. Golden rays pass through the tall windows, creating long, gentle patterns across the wooden floor. At the end of the corridor, you find a pair of tall glass doors. Beyond them is an open terrace overlooking the gardens. You gently push the doors open. A cool evening breeze welcomes you. The terrace is elegant but simple. Smooth stone tiles stretch beneath your feet, while climbing roses and ivy decorate the surrounding walls. Several comfortable chairs rest beside small tables. At the center stands a stone planter filled with lavender and white flowers. You walk slowly toward the railing. The view is beautiful. The entire estate stretches peacefully below. The garden avenue disappears beneath the ancient trees. The fountain glows softly in the fading sunlight. The conservatory's glass roof reflects the warm colors of the evening sky. Beyond the gardens, rolling green hills extend toward the distant horizon. The sun is beginning to set. The sky slowly changes from blue to gold, then to soft shades of peach and rose. You sit in one of the comfortable chairs. The evening breeze moves gently through your hair and carries the fragrance of roses from the gardens below. Somewhere in the distance, birds are settling into their evening homes. Their songs are quieter now, slower, more peaceful. You watch the final sunlight rest upon the manor's old stone walls. For a moment, everything seems completely still. The grand manor house has stood here through countless sunsets. And tonight, you are simply another quiet visitor enjoying one of them. You take a slow breath. The air feels cool and fresh. Your shoulders relax. Your thoughts become lighter. The sun slowly disappears beyond the hills. The garden below begins to glow beneath the first evening lanterns. One by one, tiny lights appear along the pathways. The fountain continues its gentle rhythm. The trees sway softly, and the terrace becomes a peaceful place between day and night. You remain there for a few quiet moments, watching the last golden light fade from the sky. Then you slowly rise from your chair. The manor waits behind you, warm and welcoming. Perhaps another peaceful room is ready for the evening. With gentle footsteps, you walk back through the glass doors and continue your quiet journey through the grand manor house. Sunrise Herb Home. The candlelit dining hall. The sunset slowly fades behind the distant hills, and the grand manor house begins to glow with warm evening light. You leave the terrace and step quietly back into the hallway. The soft golden glow of the wall lamps guides you along the polished wooden floor. After a short walk, you notice two tall doors standing open. Beyond them is a beautiful dining hall. Warm candlelight fills the room. A long wooden table stretches beneath an elegant chandelier, while small candles flicker gently along its center. Their reflections shimmer softly against polished silverware and delicate glassware. Tall windows overlook the gardens. Outside, the evening sky has become deep blue. Tiny lanterns now glow along the garden paths, making the estate look peaceful and magical. You walk slowly into the dining hall. The room feels warm and welcoming. At the center of the table sits a simple arrangement of white roses, lavender, and fresh green leaves. Their gentle fragrance fills the air. There is something comforting about the quiet preparation of the room. Everything has been placed carefully. Every chair, every candle, every flower, waiting patiently for a peaceful evening. You choose a comfortable chair beside one of the windows. From here, you can hear the faint sound of the fountain outside. The water rises and falls in a gentle rhythm. A soft breeze moves the curtains. The candle flames sway slightly, then become still again. You take a slow breath. The warm scent of baked bread and fresh herbs seems to linger in the room. Nothing feels hurried. The manor has entered its quiet evening rhythm. You remain there for a while, simply enjoying the peaceful atmosphere. The old grandfather clock somewhere beyond the hall quietly marks the passing time. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Its gentle rhythm blends with the fountain outside. Soon, the last light of evening disappears completely. The candles become the brightest lights in the room. Their soft glow makes the wooden walls and old paintings feel warm and familiar. You rise slowly from the chair. Before leaving, you look once more toward the garden. The moon has begun to rise above the trees. The estate is becoming quieter with every passing moment. You gently step back into the hallway. Ahead, a warm glow comes from another peaceful room. And you follow it slowly. There is still more of the grand manor house waiting to be discovered tonight. Candle Herb Home. The winter garden. The candlelit dining hall slowly disappears behind you. And you continue through the quiet corridor. The manor is now completely peaceful. Only the gentle ticking of the grandfather clock and the occasional whisper of wind beyond the windows accompany your footsteps. Ahead, you notice a narrow glass door. Beyond it is a small indoor garden glowing softly beneath the moonlight. You gently open the door. A cool, fresh breeze touches your face. You step inside. The winter garden is beautiful. Tall glass panels rise from the stone floor to the ceiling, allowing the moonlight to pour gently into the room. Even though the night outside is cool, the garden remains warm and comfortable. Small citrus trees grow beside graceful ferns. White camellias bloom among dark green leaves. Tiny jasmine flowers climb the wooden frames. Everything is quiet. Everything is still. A narrow stone path winds between the plants. You follow it slowly. Your footsteps make almost no sound. Near the center of the garden, a small circular fountain rests beneath a glass dome. The water moves gently, creating a soft, peaceful rhythm. You sit on a wooden bench beside it. Through the glass walls, the manor gardens shimmer beneath the moon. The fountain outside can just barely be heard in the distance. The night sky is clear. A few stars sparkle above the old trees. You take a slow breath. The fragrance of jasmine and citrus fills the air. The cool moonlight, the gentle water, and the warm garden air create a feeling of complete stillness. For a few moments, you simply watch the leaves move. A small white flower sways gently near the window. Then becomes still again. Nothing needs your attention. Nothing needs to be hurried. The winter garden seems to exist outside of time. A quiet place where evening can simply be enjoyed. One peaceful breath at a time. After resting for a while, you slowly rise from the bench. You walk toward the glass doors and pause before leaving. One last glance reveals the beautiful garden glowing beneath the moon. Then you step quietly back into the manor. The hallway ahead is softly illuminated. And somewhere beyond it, another peaceful room is waiting. You continue slowly, letting the calm of the old house carry you deeper into the quiet night. Crescent Moon Herb Home. The moonlit gallery. Leaving the winter garden behind, you gently close the glass door. The quiet hallway welcomes you once again. The manor has grown even more peaceful now. The candles along the walls glow softly. and the moonlight slips through the tall windows, creating silver patterns across the polished floor. You walk slowly down the corridor. At the end, a wide archway opens into a long gallery. You step inside. The moonlit gallery is one of the most beautiful rooms in the manor. Tall windows line one side of the hall. On the other side hang beautiful paintings in old wooden frames. The moonlight falls gently across them, revealing peaceful scenes of forests, rivers, gardens, and distant mountains. You walk slowly past each painting. One shows a quiet lake beneath a pale morning sky. Another shows a countryside garden filled with roses. Another depicts an old stone bridge crossing a gentle stream. Each painting seems to carry its own peaceful atmosphere. You stop before one showing a small cottage surrounded by wildflowers. For a moment, you imagine the soft sound of wind moving through the grass, the scent of flowers, and the quiet warmth of the setting sun. Then you continue. Your footsteps echo very softly along the wooden floor. At the center of the gallery stands a small round table. Upon it rests a single vase filled with fresh white lilies. A nearby candle flickers gently. Its warm light mixes with the cool silver moonlight. The contrast creates a wonderfully calm atmosphere. You pause beside one of the tall windows. Outside, the manor gardens are almost completely silent. The fountain continues to flow. The trees move gently. The moon hangs above the estate. Everything looks peaceful from this height. You take a slow breath. The cool glass beneath your fingertips feels smooth and steady. For a few quiet moments, you simply watch the garden. There is something comforting about seeing the world become still at night. The busy day is gone. The evening has passed. And now the manor seems to belong entirely to silence. You continue toward the far end of the gallery. There, beneath a small golden lamp, stands a comfortable reading chair beside a narrow table. You sit down. The chair feels soft and welcoming. The gentle candlelight flickers nearby. You close your eyes briefly. The quietness of the room settles around you. Your breathing becomes slower. Your thoughts become lighter. And the peaceful rhythm of the old manor seems to carry you gently toward rest. After a little while, you rise from the chair. The gallery remains behind you, glowing softly beneath the moonlight. Ahead, another staircase leads toward the quieter rooms of the manor. You begin to climb, one slow step at a time, ready to discover the next peaceful corner of the grand manor house. Crescent moon candle home. The quiet upstairs hall. You slowly climb the staircase from the moonlit gallery. Each step feels quiet beneath your feet. The warm light from the gallery gradually fades behind you, while a soft silver glow from the upper windows guides your way. At the top of the stairs, you find a long, peaceful hallway. The ceiling is high, and small wall lamps cast a gentle golden light across the old wooden floor. Everything here feels softer, quieter, as though the manor itself is preparing for sleep. Along the walls hang small framed paintings of flowers and peaceful countryside scenes. Between them are narrow windows overlooking the gardens. You walk slowly toward the first window. Outside, the moon shines above the ancient trees. The fountain below continues its quiet song. A light breeze moves through the branches. The gardens look completely different now than they did earlier in the day. The roses are resting. The lavender meadow is still. The pathways glow beneath the lanterns. You stand there for a few peaceful moments. Then you continue down the hallway. Near the center, you discover a small sitting area. Two comfortable armchairs face a round wooden table. A single lantern rests upon it, beside a small vase of white flowers. You sit quietly. The chair feels warm and comfortable. There is no sound except the gentle ticking of a small clock on the wall. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Its slow rhythm seems to fill the entire hallway. You breathe in slowly, then exhale gently. The peacefulness of the manor feels almost tangible now. The day has gradually disappeared. The gardens have become quiet. The rooms downstairs have settled into darkness. And here, on the upper floor, everything feels calm and safe. After a little while, you notice a small door at the far end of the hallway. It is painted a soft cream color and decorated with tiny carved flowers. A warm line of light shines beneath it. You stand and walk toward the door. As you approach, you hear the faintest sound of moving water. Perhaps a small indoor fountain. You gently place your hand upon the handle. The door opens quietly. Beyond it lies another peaceful room, waiting beneath the soft evening light. You step forward slowly, and the gentle journey through the grand manor house continues. Crescent Moon Herb Home. The hidden reading room. You gently open the cream-colored door and step into a small, peaceful room hidden quietly within the upper floor of the manor. The first thing you notice is the warmth. A small fireplace rests against the far wall, its gentle flames casting a soft golden glow across the room. Beside it stands a comfortable armchair covered with a thick, woven blanket. The room is smaller than the great library, but somehow feels even more peaceful. Low bookshelves line the walls. A few carefully arranged books rest upon them, along with small ceramic vases filled with dried lavender. The gentle fragrance fills the room. Near the center stands a round wooden table. A small lantern glows upon it beside an old porcelain cup. You walk slowly toward the window. It is smaller than the tall windows downstairs, but it offers a beautiful view of the sleeping gardens. The moon hangs quietly above the trees. Below, the fountain continues its soft rhythm. The garden paths shine beneath the lanterns. Everything is still. You sit beside the window. The comfortable chair seems perfectly suited for a quiet evening like this. The fireplace crackles softly behind you. Not loudly, just enough to add a gentle warmth to the room. You breathe slowly. The scent of lavender, the warmth of the fire, and the peaceful moonlight outside all blend together. For a little while, you simply sit and listen. The fire whispers. The clock ticks softly. The wind moves gently beyond the window. Nothing else asks for your attention. You notice a small book resting on the table. Its cover is worn and simple. You pick it up for a moment, but there is no need to read. Tonight is not about finishing pages. It is about resting. So you place the book gently back where you found it. Then you lean comfortably into the chair. Your eyes become a little heavier. The peaceful room seems to grow quieter with every breath. The fire continues glowing. The lavender fragrance remains in the air. And beyond the window, the grand manor house rests beneath the stars. After a few calm moments, you slowly rise. The hidden reading room has given you a wonderful place to pause. But there are still a few peaceful moments waiting before the night is complete. You gently open the door again and step back into the quiet upstairs hall. The warm light follows you for a moment before the door closes softly behind you. And once again, you continue your slow journey through the grand manor house. Crescent moon open book fire herb. The master bedroom. You leave the hidden reading room behind and quietly return to the upstairs hallway. The manor has become almost completely still. Only the gentle ticking of distant clocks and the soft whisper of the night breeze accompany your steps. At the end of the hallway, you notice a pair of elegant wooden doors. Their surface is decorated with delicate carvings of leaves and flowers. A small golden handle catches the warm lantern light. You gently open the doors. Beyond them is the master bedroom. The room feels spacious, warm, and peaceful. A large wooden bed stands beneath a graceful canopy, covered with soft linen bedding and a thick quilt. Beside the bed, two small lanterns glow with a warm, gentle light. Tall windows overlook the sleeping gardens. Moonlight enters through the curtains, resting softly across the wooden floor. You walk slowly toward one of the windows. Outside, the grand manor gardens are quiet beneath the stars. The fountain continues its peaceful melody. The ancient trees sway gently. Tiny lanterns mark the winding paths below. You can almost recognize the places you visited earlier. The garden avenue, the fountain, the conservatory, the terrace, all now resting peacefully beneath the night sky. A cool breeze enters through the slightly open window. It carries the faint fragrance of roses and lavender. You take a slow breath. The air feels fresh and calm. Then you turn toward the bed. A comfortable armchair rests beside a small table. Upon the table sits a simple vase of fresh white flowers. Their delicate fragrance fills the room. You sit in the armchair for a few quiet moments. The soft cushion supports you comfortably. The warm lantern light makes the room feel peaceful and welcoming. There is nothing left to accomplish tonight. The manor has already shown you its gardens, its library, its music room, its conservatory, its peaceful terraces, and its hidden rooms. Now it seems to be inviting you to rest. You close your eyes briefly. The quiet sounds of the night become softer. The fountain, the breeze, the distant clock, all blend into one gentle rhythm. After a while, you rise slowly and walk toward the bed. You sit upon the edge. The soft mattress settles beneath you. The room is warm. The lights are gentle. The gardens outside are peaceful. And for the first time tonight, you feel completely ready to let the journey slow down. You look once more toward the moonlit window. Then you gently draw the curtains, leaving only a soft glow of moonlight across the room. The grand manor house is resting now. And soon, you will be resting too. Crescent moon home white heart. The Grand Manor House. Part 14. Drifting into a peaceful night. The room is quiet now. The curtains rest softly beside the window, and only a gentle ribbon of moonlight enters the bedroom. You settle comfortably beneath the warm quilt. There is no need to hurry. No need to think about tomorrow. For tonight, everything can simply be still. Outside, the gardens rest beneath the stars. The ancient trees sway gently in the night breeze. The fountain continues its soft, familiar rhythm. Water rising, falling, and disappearing into the quiet pool below. You take a slow breath. Then another. The warmth of the room surrounds you. The soft bedding supports you comfortably. The gentle lantern beside the bed casts a peaceful glow across the room. Slowly, the memories of the day return. The long garden avenue beneath the ancient trees. The welcoming entrance hall. The old library filled with quiet books. The gentle music room. The warm conservatory. The beautiful sunset terrace. The candlelit dining hall. The moonlit winter garden. The long gallery filled with peaceful paintings. The quiet upstairs hall. And the hidden reading room beside the softly glowing fire. Each place seems to fade gently into the next. Like peaceful dreams already beginning to form. You breathe slowly. Your thoughts become quieter. The manor itself seems to be resting with you. Somewhere downstairs, a clock gently marks another passing hour. Tick, tock, tick, tock. The sound becomes softer and softer, until it seems almost like a distant whisper. Outside the window, a few stars shine between the branches. The moon moves slowly across the sky. Nothing changes quickly here. The night takes its time. And you can too. Let your shoulders relax. Let your breathing remain gentle. Let the quietness of this old manor surround you. There is nothing left to accomplish. The journey is nearly complete. You are safe within this peaceful room. Beneath a warm quilt. While the grand manor house quietly watches over the sleeping gardens. Your eyes grow heavier. Your breathing becomes slower. The sounds outside drift farther away. The fountain, the trees, the distant clock, all become part of one soft, peaceful melody. And as the night continues, you gently drift towards sleep, carried by the quiet warmth of the grand manor house. Crescent Moon Home Sparkles. Herb Season 2, Episode 12. The Grand Manor House. Part 15. Goodnight, Grand Manor. The night has become completely peaceful. You rest comfortably beneath the warm quilt, while the gentle glow of the bedside lantern fills the room with soft golden light. Beyond the curtains, the grand manor house sleeps beneath the moon. The gardens are quiet. The ancient trees move gently in the breeze. The fountain continues its peaceful song. Slowly, softly, without ever needing to hurry. You take one final, slow breath. And as you breathe out, you let the peacefulness of the entire evening settle around you. You remember the long garden avenue. The beautiful entrance hall. The old library filled with quiet stories. The gentle music room. The warm conservatory. And the sunset terrace overlooking the distant hills. You remember the candlelit dining hall. The peaceful winter garden. The moonlit gallery. The quiet upstairs hall. and the little hidden reading room beside the warm fire. Every room, every garden, every quiet pathway has led you gently toward this moment. A moment with nothing left to do, nothing left to discover, only rest. The grand manor house will remain here through the night. Its old stone walls will stand quietly beneath the stars. The garden flowers will rest beneath the moon. The fountain will continue its gentle rhythm. And when morning comes, the first sunlight will return to the windows. The birds will begin their songs. And the gardens will slowly awaken once again. But for now, it is time for the manor to sleep. And it is time for you to rest too. Let your eyes become heavy. Let your breathing remain slow and comfortable. Let every remaining thought become softer and quieter until it gently fades away. You do not need to hold on to the day anymore. The day is finished. Tomorrow can wait. Tonight belongs to peace. So rest beneath the quiet sky, surrounded by the warmth of the grand manor house. And let the gentle night carry you peacefully into your dreams. Good night. May your night be calm, your dreams be beautiful, and your sleep be deeply peaceful. Until another quiet journey. Good night, dear listener. Enjoy your night, enjoy your sleep, your dream. God bless you. Crescent moon, home, white heart.